Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hello. I always love watching that little opener that we've got there. The shots of the nursery are always beautiful. And do you know, it looks like that. I mean, obviously slightly different. You get different colours at different times of the year, but it does look amazing throughout the entire year, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like the way, as you say, it's seasonal. So
Yeah.
you kind of see it all changing and moving throughout the year. Yeah, awesome.
We're here. That's where we are. I'm always thrilled to see that. I'm always thrilled to see you as well. Apologies for the late start. Gremlins, Matt sorted it out. Thank you, Stu, for your help if you're watching. We are in. Good morning, Matt. I think we need some gremlin repellent, says Anne. There you go. Yeah, we definitely do. Good morning to you all, Marissa, Neil, Anne, Simon, Grimmy, Verna, Jill Journeys. I haven't seen your name in the chat before. Or am I just being silly? Good morning to you anyway. Thank you for joining in on the chat. You're all saying good morning to everybody and thank you so much. It's lovely to have you. Matt is in the control room this morning. He says hello to you all. And the lovely Adam is with me as well.
And the lovely Bex is with me,
Yeah,
which is nice.
We're all here. It's nice to have your company. Thank you so much. Lots and lots to talk to you about. Something for everybody, as always, here at YouGarden. Gardening for everyone, that is our motto. Now, you'll see just over here behind Adam's head, woo, free postage. That is available to you on every single thing that you buy from us within the potting shed. You have to pay postage if you shop the website, but if you're watching us on YGTV and you use that special code you can see down there on the screen, YGTV3625, when you place your order, it will be free postage, and that's what we love about shopping here on YGTV. It unlocks a few other things, though.
It does. I mean, if we've got a double up, if we're kind of going to do buy one, get one free, all those kind of things as well. Or open, it's a key. It's a key to all the offers, as well as the free postage. So you need to enter that code every time and just watch the magic happen when you do it.
It is magic as well. Now, there is a club that you can join. When we put the details on the screen, you'll see that there's two prices. You want to pay the lowest price, you get that by joining the club. It's a £10 cost to join, just a one-off cost, and that is your membership for the 12 months, and you'll get a 15% discount off of the pots, the compost, the plants. You're also going to get £20 worth of product vouchers. They'll get sent. Oh, they don't get sent out anymore, do they? They're within your. They're like in your club, so you can find it online and you can apply those vouchers. Plus, you'll get a couple of postage vouchers, so if you are shopping the website, you can get rid of some of that postage cost on there as well. There's a 7.5% discount off the outdoor living and machinery that you can get on there too. It's a brilliant club. We know you know, the ones that are in the club already absolutely love it. So if you're brand new and watching us this morning, when you place your order, you'll have an option to join the club, so do add that into your basket. And there's also a box that says, do you have an offer code? That's where you use that offer code that you can see on the screen there. So there is an email address you can send your emails to as well. It's studio at... No, it's... I was about to give the wrong address. It's ygtv@yougarden.com. I was about to give the Hobbycraft address. Thank you, Neil, for your message about my other thing I'm doing. Appreciate your comments there. But the one you want for here is ygtv@yougarden.com. We're going to kick off and get started talking about plants, because that's all the boring stuff. We'll remind you of all of those things throughout the show. We're here till 12 o'clock, by the way. So if you want to send us any questions or comments, the email address is great, but you can also join the chat on YouTube and on Facebook as well. Matt will keep an eye on Facebook for me and let me know who's watching on there. You'll have to excuse Adam. He's just getting over the tail end of a cold, so if he's a bit sniffly and coughy, please forgive him. Don't apologise for it. It is fine.
I kept apologising.
I know, we'll stop it.
Matt said to me yesterday, you'll be apologising for apologising soon.
Yeah, stop it. It's fine. We understand. We're moving into that season, aren't we? There's going to be some coughs and snivels and things, and unfortunately we are not immune to it either. Let's start off, shall we, with one of my favourites. I absolutely adore Fatsia. You quite like these as well,
I do,
don't
yeah.
you?
No apologies for bringing this plant to you, because
none
this
at
is
all.
just absolutely stunning. I've got 3 of these now. I had 2. I bought another one about a week ago because I love them. Because there was another gap at the back of a border that I've got that gets kind of sun first thing in the morning, but it's shady in the afternoon, and it's a bit of a kind of a part of my garden where there's lots of ferns and sort of very woodlandy kind of looking plants. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to drop this Fatsia into that gap. And wow, I'm so glad I did, because it's just lifted the whole space. The ferns look amazing, contrasting with these leaves. I mean, look at this leaf here. I mean, this is just glorious, isn't it? I mean, the sort of the colour on that, and kind of the brighter the spot, the brighter the variegation. If you put it in a slightly darker spot, you'll still get variegation, but you know, slightly kind of different. And these have got great big hand-shaped leaves. I mean, they actually get a lot bigger than a human hand eventually. They love shade. They'll cope in part sun as well, or part shade. You can grow them in containers, or you can grow them in the garden, and eventually they'll get to kind of a couple of 2 or 3 metres tall. The sort of the castor oil plant spider's web is slower than the sort of the plain green one, but it will still grow, year after year after year, and it will look as good in the middle of the winter as it does in the middle of the summer.
Do you know, it's funny, I did a video on a different product, one of the hanging baskets. I did a video on TikTok the other day and posted it. And obviously the video is about these hanging baskets, but I filmed it in front of the Fatsia Spider's Web. I've got it in a pot just behind me. And it's funny how many people have come on and commented, that's a nice plant, mind you. It's got nothing to do with the video I've created. So it really is quite an outstanding one. Even in the background of a video that I made, that one is the topic of conversation.
Yeah, it's dramatic. It's easy to grow as well. So it will grow in shade, it will grow in sun. I've seen them grow on clay soil. They'll grow on quite sandy soil. Excuse me.
And sandy soil as well. They're really not fussy about soil type. And containers and pots and things like that, you can do both. I've got one of these in the ground, in the borders, in the garden I'm in at the moment, but I've also got another one growing in a pot so that I can take it with me to the new house. I absolutely adore them. I've got 5 in total, and that's how much I love them and think they are brilliant. They've got this lovely sort of jungly tropical vibe to them as well. But as Adam said, completely hardy.
Oh yeah, they'll get through the winter, absolutely. And they're gorgeous in the spring, because once you get to kind of mid to late spring, all of a sudden the centre of the plant erupts with loads of leaves all the time. You'll get 7, 8, 9 gorgeous leaves come through.
There's a few new ones coming through here as well. I love how they come through, and they're these wonderful little leaves, and then they grow up to be these bigger ones.
And they almost look like they've been sprayed with leaf shine, because they've got this gorgeous natural kind of shiny lustre to them, and then they kind of explode from the centre, and eventually a mature plant can flower for you. They start to flower about now, very late summer into autumn, and they send out these weird kind of bracts, and they're covered in sort of these creamy white flowers, very sweet smelling. Loved by the late pollinating insects, and if you're lucky, they'll even produce gorgeous berries that stay on throughout the winter.
Well, it's £16.99 if you're in the club. It comes to you in the 3-litre pot, so it's really nicely established already. And if you're looking for that winter colour, because obviously things are starting to slow down now, aren't they? They're starting to die off, they're starting to go a little bit dormant, and things are starting to drop their leaves. You've got evergreen colour here, so do think about adding that in to the mix to make sure you've got some luscious, beautiful foliage to look at throughout winter. 510910 is the item number. If you want to place an order, by the way, you go to YouGarden.com. The phone lines are still open at the weekends at the moment. They do stop at some point. We'll let you know as soon as that is. But if you want to place an order on the phones, you can order up until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Details will be on the screen again for you in a second. But if you want to go to the website, click on that Live Now button. You can scroll through the entire show. We'll do our best to get through everything for you, but we often, miss a few. So if you want to have a little look and you have any questions about something, and you want to ask them, please do. You can see that Matt's added that into his basket. He is now entering that code, YGTV3625. If you apply that code, look, oh no. It's supposed to be $16.99. Oh no, that's club membership. Sorry, apologies. So the delivery cost has come off by entering the code. But of course, if you're a club member, you will see that price comes to $16.99. I'm back in the room, everybody. Right, let's move on, shall we? That is the beautiful Fatsia Spider's Web. Are we going to do the fairy blush? Good, yes, let's do that, because Mauricia has also emailed or messaged on YouTube saying, I ordered the Magnolia Fairy Blush and it's on its way. So Mauricia, you must have placed that order on Thursday when were you here? Was
yes.
you with Stu, wasn't it, on Thursday?
It was. Yes, yeah.
Was that the first time you've done it with Stu?
Second time. Yeah, it was great being on with Stu. Yeah, it was really weird though, because Stu's normally the other side of the wall in his little shed, doing all the technical stuff, and Stu was right next to me. And it was quite good, because when we did the compost thing, it was like, and Stu always says, and I went, and then he could do, the value is in the bag, not on the bag. So yeah, it was nice.
Well, I'm glad, Mauricia, that that comment basically tells everybody how quickly we do actually process orders and get them out to you. So you'll be enjoying that Magnolia Fairy Blush very soon. Now, it's called Fairy Blush because it has this wonderful blush pink colour to the flowers when they come through, doesn't it?
This is awesome, this Bex. Now, I've never actually grown this myself, but I've actually seen these growing, and they are really, really stunning, and they're fragrant. The flowers are really, really sweetly fragrant, and they're small. There's lots and lots of them, but they're small compared to, in the spring you get the big tulip-shaped flowers on those sort of Soulangiana type of magnolias that can get huge. This one is much more compact. I mean, it kind of says it can get to 3 to 4 metres tall eventually. I've generally seen this get to about a couple of metres tall.
Okay.
Here it's even grown as a little hedge, which is really, really nice. And also this is another one that is evergreen. I mean, sometimes in a very cold winter it can shed some of its leaves, but generally we do refer to this as being an evergreen. So if you've got the Fatsia, for example, and you want another gorgeous evergreen to go with, the Magnolia would be happy kind of growing in the same sort of area. It's compact enough to grow in a pot or a container. If you could grow it in the ground, grow it in a nice sunny kind of shelter position, well-drained soil, lots of nice organic material. But I just love the shape of it as well. I like the fact that it kind of grows up, but it splays out really nicely. And you can see, or you can just imagine when this is covered in flowers, it would be so lovely to see these horizontal kind of branches just all festooned with those beautiful blush pink, very, very fragrant blossom.
Yeah, I like it that you get a sort of covering of flowers rather than just being right up at the top and the end of the stems, which is what you get with like Solangiana, isn't it? My mum's got Solangiana, it's gorgeous. She's just pollarded it actually, really chopped it back. It's going to look amazing next year. It looks a bit sad at the minute, but it's going to look amazing next year. 510733 is the item number if you would like to go for that. Magnolias, when they are in bloom, I mean, they take your breath away, don't they? They are one of the most outstanding, I think, for that period of time. Admittedly, short flowering season, but absolutely worth having in your garden.
Worth the wait.
Yes.
And I think I did read up on this one, that sometimes, occasionally, a little bit later in the summer, it
gives you another one.
Yeah, it just occasionally throws out odd flowers.
Yeah, you've always got a chance, haven't you?
You know, when it feels like it. But yes, it's a stunner. It's a really, really stunner.
Well, you've got an £8 saving on that one. So as Adam said at the top there, it is the magic key, the code that you need to unlock that saving, plus to get your free postage on there as well. And of course, if you're a club member, you're going to get that for $18.69. It's saving on saving on saving by watching here on YGTV. 510733 is the item number. Now, for whatever it is that you're doing in the garden, you're going to need some compost. I was just trying to remind myself. We've got one or two things. I was just looking at the rhododendron, for example, that need ericaceous compost, but pretty much everything else that we've got for you in the potting shed, it's the premium professional compost. We're turning you all into compost snobs. What on earth oh, the price. Okay, it's 80 litres, £16.97. Have we done the price per litre in comparison to what we do for the 100 litres? Because I just looking at that, I think that's probably the better value. It is, isn't it? Because normally, what is it, $23.97, I think, for the 100 litres, but it's $16.97. Anyway, Matt might have a little look for you. Amazing deal, £16.97 on the club pricing for you for the 80 litres of your premium professional compost. So it's going to come out to you in two 40-litre bags. Why are we turning everybody into compost snobs with this?
Because this is, by a long chalk, the best compost you can ever buy. I mean, just look at the 5-star reviews. I mean, just talk to other people in the chat right now who've used this. They'll tell you about it. I mean, anything you grow in this. I mean, even daffodils. There was a video of daffodils growing in this, and I never thought anything would make daffodils sort of grow better than what they ordinarily will. But this even got them to be taller, brighter, kind of longer flowering. And you can see Sean here using loads and loads of this compost. And it's a good time of year to be stocking up on this compost because we're in that sort of transitional period now, aren't we? We're kind of moving away from summer. We're moving into autumn. So soon we'll be emptying our summer hanging baskets. We'll be emptying our summer pots and troughs and tubs. And then we're going to want to put the winter flowering bedding in. We want to put our winter, plant our bulbs in the winter or the autumn for spring.
Yes.
Things like the daffodils, the tulips, the crocuses. And by the way, if you are out and about in the garden centres and you kind of see these sort of signs saying, oh, you need to use bulb fibre for your bulbs, oh, just giggle to yourself and say, oh, go away. Don't be ridiculous. No, I don't. I don't need bulb fibre. Just use this. This is brilliant for bulbs. I've grown my bulbs in this for the last 3 or 4 years, and every spring they come up, they look magnificent. I mean, just to run through, first of all, this is a peat-reduced compost, and it's been peat-reduced for a very, very long time. And even some of the peat we have used and still do use has been made from renewable moss, sphagnum moss, which is fantastic. But we've taken the peat out, a lot of it, and then we've put in the composted wood fibre. And that gives it that light, open, airy texture. You know, this never sort of consolidates into hard lumps. This never becomes sort of a compost that the roots can't penetrate through because it keeps that open texture. So the water can percolate through, the roots can get down into it as well. But really, really importantly, because it is open and airy, the air can get to the roots. And although roots are underground, they still need air, they still need oxygen. That's why when you get plants in pots that are waterlogged, they die because they drown, they can't get the oxygen. You've got a slow release fertiliser in here as well. You'll see lots of little tiny beads. which break down over a period of up to 6 months. So you'll see little tan ones, little green ones, little kind of orangey coloured ones. So they're going to feed your plant for a long, long period of time. There's a wetting agent in this compost, and I love that because it makes it like kitchen towel. You know, when you get a spill at home, you just drop a bit of kitchen towel onto it, and it sucks the spill in, doesn't it? It draws it in. That's what the wetting agent does with this compost. It makes it like kitchen towel. It sucks in the moisture really, really quickly, and it's really pH balanced. So it's not too acid, it's not too alkaline. It's going to suit the vast majority of plants. And as Stu always says, the value is in the bag, not on the bag. And these are delivered to you in the plain white bags, in cardboard boxes, to your door, 80 litres, 2 40-litre bags, discount price, £16.97. I mean, that's phenomenal.
Makes a really big difference to your outdoor plants, but also to your indoor plants. I had one that was really suffering. I've completely neglected it. I think I told this the last time I was here. All the leaves dropped off. It's not supposed to lose its leaves. It's a sad house plant. I was like, I scratched it. I can still see green underneath. So I was like, okay, you're fine. Well, you're not fine. You're clearly suffering, but I'm going to rescue you. I've repotted it into this compost, and within, I think it was 2 days, I started seeing little green shoots starting to appear. So
I can believe it.
That plant is now happy. I'm looking after it, but I'm putting it down to the compost that I've put it in because it's got such, wonderful texture, all of those ingredients that's really going to help me to rescue that plant. So plant rescue is great, but for your general planting and things that you're doing, your bulbs, your bare roots, your plants, bare roots will be in soon, by the way. This is the compost to use. I do want to draw your eye to that price again, please. The club price, or even the regular price of £19.97 or £16.97 if you're in the club. It's 80 litres, admittedly. It's not the 100 litres that we normally do, but I'm pretty sure price per litre, that is still better value. So I want you to consider adding, a couple of those into your basket. You're going to be doing lots and lots of planting jobs this autumn, aren't you? There's a huge amount to do. Spring and autumn, they tend to be the biggest points of the year where we use the most compost. So get it added into your basket so that you never run out of it, so that you never have to buy that horrible inferior stuff, because it's not going to work as well. 100064 is the item number if you want to go for that one. Another thing that we want you to add into your basket as well, because it's a really key time for it, is the strulch, the mineralised straw, the garden mulch. I actually often talk about strulch and say how this is a year-round product, and it is. It's got amazing benefits and features that will take you year-round. However, there's a specific reason that at this time of year you want to get your strulch.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, there's a few, because, if you've left certain things in the ground, you might have one of those hedychiums, one of those ginger lilies, for example. You might have dahlias that you're going to leave in the ground, or gladiolis. And if you've got really well-drained soil, and we are getting kind of milder winter, so people tend to leave those in. But of course, if we get really, really cold weather, a beast from the east kind of thing, the frost can get down to the roots of those plants. It can freeze them underground and just turn them to mush. If you put a lovely thick layer of strulch over the top of those very, very special plants, it acts like a duvet. It will stop the frost getting down into the soil. It will protect those precious roots that otherwise might perish. But also, if you've got really heavy soil, put this between your plants. You can walk between your plants on top of this, and it won't stick to your boots. You're not going to end up with great big clods of mud stuck to your boots, treading all over the lawn, all over the patio. And also, if we get really heavy winter rain, and let's hope we do get some heavy winter rain because we need it, it's going to stop the soil being washed away, being splashed onto your decking and your pathways. And also, what you will notice, now we're getting into the autumn, it's getting cooler. A lot of those slugs and snails that have been hiding because it's been so dry.
Oh, they can come out now,
can't they? They're going to come out now, and and they will start munching on things. So if there's still things looking good in your garden, and you don't want them to be munched by the slugs and snails, again, this will be brilliant. It doesn't kill the slugs and snails, which is good, but it deters them. They just go off somewhere else. 100086 is the item number for your strulch mineralised straw. The mulch, you are saving £9.99 on that one. It is down to £19.99 or £16.99 if you're in the club. And of course, remember, it's going to get delivered direct to your door, no postage to pay. They're not massively heavy bags, but they are big, they're bulky. It's much easier if somebody delivers it, to your door, isn't it? So do consider adding that one into your basket as well. Just a quick question before we go anywhere. Magnolias, Marissa is asking, is that this soil or the ericaceous? Magnolias do like slightly ericaceous, but
It's not a massive consideration,
no,
is it?
I've not kind of seen this one being specifically identified as needing an ericaceous soil. I mean, all I would say is I wouldn't put it on a very alkaline soil. I wouldn't try and grow it on a chalky soil, for example. But anything just sort of acid or slightly into alkaline, it'll be absolutely fine. But I mean, if you are in doubt, grow it in a container and use some ericaceous compost if you're worried, because it will make a beautiful container plant as well.
Everything I've ever read or learnt, about magnolias is that they like slightly ericaceous.
Yeah.
But you don't need. This would be absolutely.
Well, it's
fine.
a bit like acers. Some people say, acers. No, they don't. I've seen acers grow.
I never use ericaceous.
Everywhere. No, I don't. So I think you'll be fine.
I'd go for this, Marissa. I'd go for this one. Right, just a quick to let you know, we do have the hanging baskets available for you. Matt's been changing the details over on the screen there. We will come back to talk about these in more detail for you. We've got the Cool Wave Frost, which is this one here, which is the beautiful, more slightly muted colours. Very, very elegant, but sort of a more slightly lilac-y, lighter purple with the white. We've also got the Berries and Cream, which is this one here, which has got the much darker purple. Very elegant, very beautiful. And we've also got a bit of a deal going on the strawberry hanging baskets as well. I know you're not going to produce strawberries now, but they're completely winter hardy. You can get those, in your garden, get them established. And of course, next year, you're going to be picking so many strawberries for ages because they are the ever-bearer variety. We'll go through them in more detail. Massive saving on that one. $11.89 is your discount club price. And of course, with all of those, you are getting a pair. So you will get 2 of them. So bear that in mind when you're looking at that price, OK?
Not a pear strawberry.
Bah!
I know, that's a stew joke, really bad.
Amazing prices on those. Obviously, we're doing a bit of a clear out on the strawberries, but this is the time, isn't it? It's like buying your Christmas wrapping paper. Never buy it before Christmas, always buy it after Christmas.
Yeah.
It's such a better price. Anyway, moving on. We're on to the favourites table. People have been buying the narcissus. I am struggling with words today. People have been buying the daffodils, the Tahlias, already this morning. Before we came live, people were buying these. This is why this is on the favourites table, because it is one of the absolute favourites. And I really enjoy this one. This is not what you would look at normally and go, classic daffodil, because it's a much more brighter, buttery yellow you get. This is a more muted but elegant daffodil for your garden.
Almost milk coloured, to be honest, on this. And I can testify to that because John, my husband, grows these in his front garden and they're fantastic. Got loads of clumps of these in the front garden. They come up every spring and they are gorgeous. They're not particularly tall. They're only about kind of 8, 9, 10 inches tall. Beautiful white flowers there with that lovely, lovely yellow centre to them. Ignore this picture. This particular picture, that is not them. We need to get rid of this picture. That's a different daffodil altogether.
Oh.
But
it's a similar colour, right?
There we go.
It's more like that.
This is what you're going to get. This is Thalia. This is the actual kind of flower you get. Do you know what? It's almost got a little bit of an orchid feel to it.
Oh, really?
When you look at the flower there, it's kind of very different, very unusual. So if you want daffodils are really tough, really hardy, different, unusual, that sort of gorgeous white colour with those sort of yellow centres, go for these. They're beautiful. They're so nice, and they're not super tall. So if you've got quite an open, windy sort of garden, and normally the taller daffodils get blown over or snapped or things like that, these won't. These kind of stay nice and squat and small. They look fabulous in pots and containers, window boxes, troughs, all those kind of things. They'll spread, they'll divide, year on year you'll get more and more. Full sun, part shade. Daffodils practically grow on a washing line, don't they? So as long as they've got good drainage and they're not sitting in really, really heavy wet soil throughout the winter, they'll come back for you year after year. Let them die down after they've flowered, build up the energy for the following year, and every year they'll come back and they'll just give you these beautiful displays and just really, really thrill you every spring, to be honest.
600097 is the item number if you'd like to go for those. You are actually going to get 20 of those bulbs. That's how they come to you. Now, the great thing with our bulb bags is that they do have sort of planting instructions and things on there. We always say, please don't panic too much. I know some people are very fastidious on how deep they plant things, and if that's you, fine, no judgment here. But honestly, you don't need to worry too much. General rule for planting bulbs, and I am saying general, there's a few exceptions, and we'll always tell you those. 2 to 3 times the depth of the height of the bulb. I never measure. I just, finger dibber, in it goes, cover it with our compost, give it a little water in, and then sit back and wait, because you are going to be delighted. And of course, when we talk about bulbs, perennial bulbs. I don't think there's any more perennial bulb than a daffodil. Like, those are pretty much assured of coming back for you. Often perennial bulbs, yes, they are perennial, but if they sit wet in the ground, they might rot and what have you. Daffodils just don't seem to be fussed in.
Tough as old boots, aren't they?
Properly tough as old boots.
In fact, with daffodils as well, if you are worried about planting, always plant deeper rather than shallower because they prefer to be deeper rather than near the surface.
Yeah.
So, but don't sweat it, honestly.
And it's so simple, and 20
Easy.
of those isn't going to take you long. You can also multi-order as well, of course. If you want 40 or 60, just add 2 or 3 bags into your basket, and they will multiply as well. This amazing plant, love them. 600097 is the item number if you want to go for the Narcissus Thalia or Thalia.
Either or. I can't
Thalia.
believe, Bex, it's £8.49.
I was just working out, so that's
for 20 bulbs and no shipping, no postage.
85p, so that's half of that. So that's 42.5 pence a bulb or something or other.
That is crazy because they're very unusual daffodils. Those they're a bit different. So you go to some garden centres, they'll charge you a premium for those because they are. Oh, I like it, Matt. Matt said they're deferent. So they are a bit deferent.
I hope everybody feels sorry for me. Honestly, I'm surrounded by 3 boys who all tell really rubbish jokes. It's a good job I like it, isn't it? Right, we're moving on. Let's move on to now these are always popular. You always adore the viola, the tiger's eye. We've put 3 packs out here. We only really need 1. But yeah, it looks like a gorgeous full display for you. You're going to get 10 of the garden-ready plants, and I think that display is stunning. Some of them are coming out with this purple edge, though. Do they turn the yellows, or do you just get a mixture?
Do you know what? I thought the same thing, Bex, as well, because I kind of just thought they were going to be just the plain.
Well, previously we've had just this, where they are the proper bright yellow, but we do seem to have some more purpley tones in there. I wonder if they change colour over time.
Possibly. We
Love
need
them.
But we're kind of at sea of this one a little bit. But what's the item number? Is it
it's the right item number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, right. So we're kind of. What we're doing?
They're beautiful.
Just
honestly,
gonna go with
10 garden-ready plants, and violas are they're much smaller flowers, aren't they? Because these are like pansy flowers, but much smaller. But the thing is, you get loads of them.
You do. And what is really stunning about these as well, because these are almost like the violets. You know, when you see violets flowering in the spring, the kind of the flowers, well, that's what they originate from. The flowers aren't much bigger than that. But what is gorgeous about these is those beautiful stripes on the petals.
Yeah,
so,
really distinctive.
And that's what kind of makes these stand out, especially because on the yellow flower in particular, that black striping really stands out. But some might be kind of a purpley colour as well, so you get that slightly kind of purple colouring there. But these are elegant, these are pretty, these are dainty, and also they are tough. They are hardy. They'll take -5, -10, -15. You might go out on a January morning and it's -5, -6, and these pansies or violas are sitting flat on the ground. Looks like somebody's dropped a mattress on them overnight. But soon as the sun gets to them and the temperature warms up, they stand bolt upright again, and they'll just keep flowering for ages and ages and ages. And the secret with getting all your winter bedding to flower and keep flowering is to plant it now. Don't wait till November. Get them in the ground now. They'll get their roots in because it's still quite warm. And then as the days shorten, as the temperatures drop, the winter bedding will acclimatise as that happens. The last thing you want to do is go off to a garden centre in November, buy loads of violas or pansies in a nice warm polytunnel somewhere, stick them in a hanging basket. There's a -5, -6 the night after. They're just going to shock and they'll just sit there and you'll get a few flowers and that'll be it. We bring these to you early, so you can get them in early and you can keep the flower and the colour going. Yeah,
throughout winter, which is what we're doing, isn't it? We're trying to create that lovely colour throughout winter. So yes, get them in, get them established. It's a bit like the pansy cool waves and things. We say get them now so that you can have that lovely colour throughout winter. If you wait, you just won't get it. They'll be fine, they'll live. They just won't flower for you. 410017 is the item number. It's 10 garden ready plants. Of course, again, you can multi-order. So if you want 20 or 30, just add 2 or 3 lots into your basket. It's £8.49 for the 10 of them, and obviously just multiply that out if you're getting more of them. Quick question, can I cover it before we move too far from the day? I don't know if you know the answer to this one, Adam, hopefully. SH says, my daffs only seem to flower the first year, then nothing but foliage thereafter. Any ideas why?
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 reasons for that. First of all, if you plant daffodils too shallow, they actually hate drying out after they've flowered. If they dry out too quick, they won't flower the following year. So this is why you were saying plant them a bit deeper. Plant them deep. Also, if you plant them too close, if they're really congested, again, they won't flower as well. So you might need to lift and divide them and spread them out a bit more. And thirdly, you need to make sure that you leave the foliage afterwards right the way until it's really, really turned yellow and brown and died down. Don't tie them in knots or anything like that. Just leave them as they are till they die down, and also feed them after they're flowered. If you grow them in pots and containers, don't just ignore them, keep feeding them till they die down. Do those, check those 4 things and you should get them to flower year after year after year.
There you go. This is why we've got Adam here, you see, because he's a font of knowledge. All right, we're moving on to the hellebores, the double Ellen Reds. You're going to get 3 9cm pots included here, and we are doing a half price deal, but remember, because you are a club member, you will get better than half price. So we've taken £15 off the price. We are giving them to you for £12.72 as that discount club price. This is all about winter colour, and there is something so just elegant and beautiful about a whole swathe of hellebores in bloom. When we get through to, sort of January, February, March, which is when these will be flowering, these look stunning, don't they?
And you know what I adore about them, Bex, as well? I enjoy their sheer audacity and their sheer...
How dare they flower at that time?
Their sheer cheek. That in the middle of winter, in the kind of the time when the ground is the coldest, when we're having those really bad frosts, when it's kind of, awful cold time of year, these come up and they go, I just don't give a damn. I really don't. I'm going to flower my socks off. In fact, there's a place we go to every spring that has masses of these hellebores, and they flower, or they start to flower, about a similar time as the snowdrops. And they just look gorgeous. They'll lift your mood on a winter's day, and they're so adaptable because I've seen these grow in deep shade. I've seen them grow in full sun. I've seen them grow in part shade, part sun. They'll grow fabulously in containers. They'll grow in beds and borders. They will take -5, -10, -15, -20. They are not bothered at all.
And they multiply as well, don't
they?
This is the wonderful thing. They have hanky-panky with each other.
They do, yeah. They are really promiscuous. So, they have a bit of a kind of a love affair with the bees. And then they produce masses of seed. And you can end up with your own unique little hybrids of these that nobody else will have. But in the summer, I've seen that this year. There's a garden I go to in Cambridge that have got loads of hellebores growing underneath a sycamore tree with a really dark laurel hedge behind. This summer, those hellebores the leaves were just laying flat on the ground, and it looked like they died. We've had rain since. I went back about a week or so ago. All the leaves are standing bolt upright, and they've got through the drought. And it's really, really dark under this sycamore tree, but every winter they flower like crazy. And even when they're not flowering, throughout the year, you always have this wonderful, shiny, glossy foliage. Just one thing I'd recommend to you to do is when the flowers start to come through late winter, you'll see the leaves around the edge start to kind of drop down onto the soil. At that point, take all the old leaves off and just leave the flower spikes, and then the flower spikes will come up unhindered by the old foliage. And then when they're finished, take the flower spikes off, and they'll send up a clump of gorgeous, super glossy, shiny leaves, and they'll stay on the plant all the way through spring, summer, autumn, till the following winter, and they'll do it all over again. So these plants are tough, hardy, they will grow anywhere, and they will just give you the most beautiful, stunning colour in the middle of winter.
Well, these are some examples of what you could be receiving. So we've got the 3 9cm pots. I picked up the one with all the flowers on because look, they do have the ability to flower for you. So I'm not going to guarantee it always, but of course they are at the stage where they could give you flowers and should give you flowers this coming winter. So that's the kind of quality that we're talking about. Neil says his are flowering already. Brilliant, love that.
Yeah, they've gone a bit weird.
The roots are coming out the bottom here.
Yeah, they've gone weird this year. Like so many other things, Bex. Some of them are kind of flowering now because we've had this really weird summer, haven't we? So lots of So lots of things
Matt
are
was just
flowering.
like, tell a woman she can't do something, she's going to do it. There you go, yeah.
Lots of things are flowering out of sequence. But what you can do with these as well eventually, and I do this again in my customers' gardens, is that they form really big clumps, and then eventually you can lift and divide the clumps, and you can get half a dozen or so plants just from one original plant if you lift and divide them. But if you're looking for colour, late winter, and you're looking for a plant that is bone hardy, that will grow anywhere, go for these. You can't go wrong with hellebores.
I love them. I think they're stunning. They're definitely going to be an addition to my new garden. Half price deal, remember, on those one. Better than half price if you're in the club, £12.72. And that's your delivered price because you're going to enter that code to get the saving. And it's going to be £12.72 delivered direct to your door. Now then, we're moving on to the Iris reticulata. And I fell in love with these last year. I annoyingly didn't plant them. I do have a bag at home ready for when I move into the new place. You're not supposed to do anything in a new garden, are you? You're supposed to wait and see what happens. You know I'm not going to be able to do that. I will be planting that bag of iris because these are stunning.
Well, you're quite lucky when you're moving in because you'll see what's been there from the summer.
Yes.
But of course, you've got no idea how many
Not a
bulbs
clue.
that could come
Not
across.
a
So,
clue.
there could be none. There could be hundreds,
Yeah,
thousands.
I'm not going to wait.
But no, well, don't, because you might get to spring and there's nothing.
Nothing.
And it's like, oh, I wish I planted some now. But I'm going to say it, Bex. I got these.
I got these.
In fact,
I'm not surprised because these are really beautiful. Blue flower, remember, we always talk about how blue is such a rare colour, and that is a proper blue. But look at the markings on the petals as well.
Yeah, well, that's because the name kind of reticulata, that means sort of striped. So you've got those little kind of stripes down the petals. There's loads of these in John's front garden.
Looks like an orchid.
Yeah, yes, it's kind of got that kind of look. Yeah, a lot of these bulbs have got that orchidy kind of tone to them. And I've got masses of these in the back garden. Year after year, I keep getting more and more of these because I tell you what, late winter, in my garden, they flower about the end of February, beginning of March. And you see these little kind of green sort of spikes or little green spears sort of come up. And it looks like nothing's going to happen. And then all of a sudden, you open the curtains one morning and you look out and you see these stunningly beautiful miniature irises. They're only about 6-7 inches tall. But on a winter's day, seeing this stunning deep, deep blue with that lovely little kind of fleck of yellow on the sort of lower petals, they're absolutely beautiful, really, really gorgeous. And again, they're very adaptable. They'll grow in the sunnier part of the garden, they'll grow in the shadier part of the garden. And because they're nice and compact, you can grow them even in hanging baskets. You can grow them in window boxes. You can grow them in pots and containers. You can even, if you want to, plant these in your lawn and have them coming up through the grass in the lawn, in the garden.
Don't put them underneath where the washing line is. That's all I'm going to say. I know they're flowering in spring, but sometimes you want to hang the washing out at that point. I am saying this from personal experience from when I planted some crocus bulbs through the lawn.
Oh, no.
And then we ended up standing on them because anyway. 600151 is the item number if you want to go for those. Don't skip past those. I love the Iris reticulata. Matt's just laughing at me. Sorry. A £2 saving on that one if you enter the code, and it's £8.49 if you are in the club. We're going to move on to the final item on the favourites table, and that is the Loropetalum, the gorgeous black pearl. And a stunning plant for your garden, particularly if you're trying to create that contrast, because this has got that deep, dark foliage on it.
Well, I tell you what, if you wanted to plant some of those beautiful, beautiful little miniature
iris underneath.
Yeah, look at that.
That would look great, wouldn't it?
Just look at the picture there.
Yeah.
Imagine those coming up underneath this beautiful foliage. This is a
Definitely.
stunning shrub, this one. I like the way that it actually kind of it grows wider, then eventually it grows taller. It's got this beautiful kind of weeping, splayed out habit to it. And it looks phenomenal with things like rhododendrons, azaleas, hostas, Japanese maples, acers, all those kind of things. One of these, if you've got a pond, this will look divine, kind of just plant at the edge of a pond and just slightly overhanging the pond and seeing the beautiful shadow of this reflected in the pond. It's a hardy shrub. It's sort of evergreen generally. In colder winters, it can lose some of its leaves, but in the earlier part of the year, it's festooned with these beautiful red ribbon-like flowers, and then sporadically throughout the rest of the year, it throws out flowers again when it feels like it. Some shrubs do that, depending on the conditions, but it's one of those plants that you can contrast fabulously well with other sort of foliage plants. I mean, for instance, if you planted some golden coloured hostas underneath this, or some of the silver leafed hostas, imagine how amazing that would look. But of course, if you want to, you can plant it in a container as well.
You can. And I think in a really sort of light coloured container as well, with maybe some white stones at the top of it to really highlight those dark leaves, that would look amazing. 510604 is the item number. It's 1104 in the discount club. I think we're going to take a visit to Sean's mum's garden, aren't we, to have a little look at this, because she's got it growing too.
So I'm actually in my mum's garden. This is what we call her little oriental garden. I mean, the rest is really traditional over there. But I want to show you one of the most striking plants. It's called Laura petalum. It's really unusual. I absolutely love it. So it is evergreen, and the foliage is the most incredible intense burgundy. That is so beautiful. But in springtime, this flowers. And the flowers it gets are almost like little clusters of crimson ribbons that look like fireworks. I love the fact that it's very slow growing, so it's not going to be invasive. It's got a lovely tranquility, and I think it works really well with things like acers, cordylines. I've got the Charlie Boy there. Also looks great next to water features, budders, that kind of look. But it is a beautiful, beautiful plant. And I adore the way it naturally grows. So it kind of meanders. It just gently kind of trails over the edge of pots and things like that. It's quite low growing, but that colour foliage and the shape of the leaves is just spectacular. So if you order yours now, get it established for springtime, and you wait in kind of March, April, you'll get the most amazing flowers as well. It's known as Laura petalum.
I didn't just run out there to turn the aircon off, honestly. So that is Sean's mum's beautiful one that she's got in her garden. Obviously, that's going to grow and establish and get much bigger and look absolutely stunning. 510604 is the item number if you'd like to go for that. That was really popular last week. Yeah. I know, that one was really going crazy. It's a beautiful one. And it is evergreen. It holds on to its leaves.
It's evergreen. I mean, sometimes in a really...
sheltered spot, I would put it in.
In a really cold winter, it can shed some of its leaves, but generally, yeah, we describe it as evergreen.
If you put it in a sheltered spot, it should help it through as well. So that's a lovely one. Right, we've got a couple of... We're going to come to those in a minute. We're going to do compost first. We want to bring you back to the compost because it's really important that you stock up on this. We are going to talk about it a little bit more today because it is important in autumn to make sure that you never run out of it. We've got so many planting jobs to do with your bulbs and your bare roots and your dividing of plants, if you're dividing any in autumn. I know you say better to do in spring, don't you?
Spring.
There's some that can be divided
transplanting now. Is good. This time, if you want to start moving shrubs and conifers, you can do that from kind of October, sort of November time.
But dividing we do in springtime.
Yeah, perennials, herbaceous perennials, things like your phlox, your delphiniums, all those kind of things. Yeah, do that late March, early April.
But now's the really good time to start moving things around and adding that compost into the new planting hole as well. So 100064 is the item number. Let's just point out the price. It's £16.97 if you're in the club. It is the 80 litres you're getting, so two 40-litre bags. But price per litre, honestly, I think that is incredible, isn't it?
It is. I mean, that price is phenomenal, and to think this is going to be delivered straight to your door as well. So no faffing about, going to the garden centre, putting it on trolleys, getting it caught on the boot catch, and then sort of
spilling it all over the boot.
Yeah, and not realising you've done that, and you
get a line of it.
That's it. And when you turn around to get the next bag, you've got this little trail of compost that you've wasted and gone all over the place. But Bex, this compost is rubbish for bulbs, isn't it? I need to buy bulb fibre, don't I?
No, you don't, Adam.
But that's what they say in the garden centres. They say, they've got all their bulbs for sale, and then they say, get your bags of bulb fibre. You need bulb fibre, don't you?
Yeah, you honestly don't.
You don't.
You've never used bulb fibre, right?
I've never used bulb. You're kidding, aren't you? I mean, I wouldn't fall for that one.
So the year I had, and last year wasn't I had an amazing year of tulips. I've shown you pictures before.
Oh, you grew those lovely ice cream ones, didn't you?
I had so many, honestly. I had the ice creams, I had all sorts. I had the parrot tulips, and they were all in pots on my table outside. What did I plant them in? Of course, it was this compost, and it was the most outstanding display. Yeah. And every single plant that I've put in this compost has genuinely had a wonderful time. It's had a wonderful life.
Yeah, and I've done that. I've got pots of bulbs now that are at kind of the side of my bungalow. There's right at the end of my bungalow, between the end of my bungalow and the fence, there's a little hideaway area, and I've got all my pots of bulbs sitting there now. Obviously, nothing's going on, but they've been in those pots for 3 or 4 years, and every year after about Christmas, they just start to see the little bulb shoots come through. I bring them back out onto the patio. I've not even repotted them. I've not even changed the compost. And I tell you what, Bex, every spring,
Still
they all
amazing.
come up. They flower their socks off in that compost, and they look wonderful. So you can use this for so many different things. Bex was saying about houseplants. Again, recently I had a couple of. What's the tricolor?
Calathea.
Yeah, the one with the 3 coloured leaves.
Yeah, it's a calathea. It's called.
What's the other name? You said don't call it that because people will jump on me.
Oh yeah.
I've forgotten. Is it
Tenanthe?
Yeah, I've got a Tenanthe.
Bellmark's
That's it, yeah. And I've repotted that because it was in a really small pot. They drink a lot, they're really thirsty plants. So I potted it into a bigger pot using that compost. It's loving it. So anything, bulbs, houseplants, fruit, growing your seeds in the spring, transplanting, putting sort of this down to improve soil. In our new bit of garden that John and I have got, we have got really rank, awful, sandy soil there. And when it rains heavy and the sun comes out, it sets like cement. So I dig in loads of this and it's improved it no end.
It's the best compost you'll ever use. I know a lot of you already know this, but if you're brand new to us, please check out the reviews on our premium professional compost. Go to the website, YouGarden.com, and have a little look, or maybe jump in the chat on YouTube or Facebook and ask the people in there who've been shopping with us for a while, is it really any good? Because they will let you know how good this is. You will get results from it, and that's why it's premium professional compost. Wonderful 0064 is the item number if you'd like to go for that. We have also got our Helix planters available for you in a few other colours on the website, but here we've got the powdered clay is what we're calling this one. Now they are plastic pots, but the quality of plastic pots is amazing, and there are lots of benefits for using plastic over and above stone and terracotta.
Well, definitely, because they're lightweight to start with. And if you drop them, I mean, if this was a terracotta pot and you did that, it'd just be loads of crocs, wouldn't it? It'd just be something you'd be putting in the bottom of another pot. These are UV stable. So these aren't going to go all brittle in time as well. Obviously, they're frost resistant. So, I mean, if you're just 3 floors up and got a balcony, you might be a bit frightened to have masses of really great big heavy stone or clay pots. You can have lots of these because they weigh almost nothing. And they're a really ideal size, these, because if you've got big pots, you probably put one thing in there and you keep it in there forever, don't you? But these are just the right size where you can change them seasonally. So you can even do a little kind of miniature lasagna bulb plants in this if you wanted to.
You can.
Deep enough. And check out Bexy's video as well. It's absolutely awesome. You could put all your winter bed in here. The top wave, Tiger's Eye, all those, Cool Wave, all those will grow really nicely in here. And then, of course, in the spring, you can tick those out, transplant them somewhere else, and then you can put your geraniums, your petunias. So they're a lovely sized pot for changing a couple of 2 or 3 times a year. And then, of course, you can move the pots about to change the mood of your garden. And they'll look as good 4 or 5 years down the line as they look now. 130589 is the item number for these ones. You get a pair of them, so it's both of them. They're 10 inches. They've got the drainage holes and they've got the extra reinforcement around the rim there as well. It's £10.18 if you're a club member for those. So that's £5.09 per pot. 130589 is your item number. Let's give you a reminder of some of the things that you've seen. We've still got lots coming up for you. We're still here for another hour and a half till 12 o'clock. 510733 is the item number for your Magnolia Fairy Blush. Comes in the 3 litre pot. You are getting an £8 saving on this one. A beautiful one because you get the flowering all over this plant, which is really kind of unique and unusual rather than it just being right up at the top. It's a little bit more compact as well than other magnolias. A beautiful blush pink colour on there. Hardy, easy, and could be container grown quite happily. It's £18.69 your discount club price. Use your code, please, to make sure that you get your savings of £8 plus your saving on your postage cost as well of £6.99. Next up, we've got the Fatsia. This is the castor oil spider's web plants where we started the live today. It's £16.99 if you want to get an evergreen, hardy, tropical looking, but not tropical
pear plant for your garden, then this is highly recommended by all of us here in the potting shed. It does produce flowers for you as well, sort of autumn time, anywhere between sort of October and December, little balls or clusters of balls up at the top of the plant, which are nectar rich as well, so pollinators absolutely adore them. You can container grow these as well, plus they will get nice and big, and they are clay soil tolerant. Lots to say about that one. 510910 is the item number if you'd like to go for your Fatsia castor oil plant. The Loropetalum is up for you next. Now this is this could actually grow near your castor oil plant, your Fatsia. Those sort of shade tolerant plants, happily growing in shadier spots in the garden. Grow it along your acers and your hostas and those sorts of things. Dark foliage as well, so you're going to add that contrast into those corners, plus you get those bright pink ribbon sparkler flowers on there. Normally a spring flowering thing, but it does give you a second flowering at about now and sometimes throughout summer too. 510604 is the item number, and you've got a couple of quid saving on that one. To give you a little idea of some of the things coming up, we've got the Pennisetum, the Tiny Tails. I think Neil sent us a message earlier saying he received his and he's really pleased with the quality. They are fantastic. I potted mine up last week. Thrilled to have this. A wonderful compact grass going to about 50 centimetres height, 30 centimetres spread. It brings out these lovely like squirrel's tails, I think is how we describe them in the writing on the website. They're really soft, they're beautiful, and they start out this pink colour and then they fade through to a tan colour as the season goes on. Gorgeous plant. I'm growing mine in a really pretty pot. It's pretty tough as well. I'm going to keep it outside, but I'm going to put it somewhere slightly sheltered over winter. So it's not what I would call completely frost hardy at all, but it can cope with a little bit of cold weather. Just put it somewhere sheltered or move the pot to give it some winter protection. A £10 saving on there, £16.99 is your discount club price, and it's 561370 the item number. The lilacs, oh, now we've got a deal on the pear, so look at that saving. A £40 saving on a pair of the lilac Palabin standards for you. You are saving more than you are spending. So £40 saving, and your discount club price is £33.98. Two of those in your garden, in pots and containers, in a border somewhere, either side of something, doorways, archways, you know, seating areas. That's going to look stunning and add all that gorgeous fragrance. And plus with the Palabin, you can actually get a second reflowering later on in summer as well. I'd say it's much smaller, but you can get it, and this is why I love having these things in the garden. Smaller spaces, perfect to have something like this because it doesn't get too big either. And of course, in smaller spaces, you need those plants to work harder for you. So 2 flowerings is much better than having 1.
Absolutely.
2's better than 1, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Any time of the day.
510626 is the item number if you'd like to go for that. It's a pair, and it is £40 saving on that one, so that's a bit of a bargain there for you. Right, we're moving on to there's lots on here. We're moving on to the next table. We've got the Papavers. This is the Red Rumble. This is your gorgeous poppies. This might be something that's very personal, emotional. We're obviously coming up to Remembrance, will be happening at some point soon, and red poppies are synonymous with that, aren't they?
Absolutely, Bex. Yeah, definitely. And this is a gorgeous, stunning poppy, this one. I mean, the foliage in itself is lovely. Look at these beautiful kind of leaves. The leaves sort of hug the ground. They've got a nice kind of furry kind of texture to them. Nice silvery sheen as well on those leaves. And this is an herbaceous perennial. So this means this plant's going to come back for you year after year after year. These are bone tough plants. They'll take frost, they'll take cold, they'll take snow. But I tell you what I've noticed about them this year as well, really, really drought tolerant. So, you know, if you've struggled to keep certain plants alive in your garden this year, and you want something reliable throughout summer and winter for hardiness, go for these. These Papava Red Rumble are stunning. You'll get eventually possibly 15, 20, if not more, 25 flowers per plant. They send up these thumping great big straight stems, and then you get this great big bud on the top, huge great big buds on these. And they do tantalise and tease you a little bit as well, because what you'll find is you'll go out one morning and you'll just see the bud as just sort of slightly kind of opened, and you can just see a little streak of colour under the kind of the sepals. And then you go out the next morning and it's still open just a little bit more. And it's like, come on!
It teases you,
How
doesn't
much
it?
longer are you going to make me wait? And then the next day, bang, these beautiful crepe paper kind of flowers burst open. And they're really kind of creased up to start with. And then in no time at all, they open out to these stunningly beautiful flowers, loved by the pollinating insects. You have that dark centre. You have the beautiful kind of black blotch on the petals as well. And as I say, once these are established, you can get 20, 25 flowers per plant over a good kind of 4 to 6 week period. And then you can even get this plant to double flower, because quite often with these, if you chop them down after they're finished flowering, give them a good liquid feed and a drink, more foliage will come back and they'll give you a second flower, probably August time, August, September time. So you can get them to double flower. You can grow them in a container if you want to. But the main thing about them is they're hardy, they're reliable, they're stunning, they're loved by the pollinating insects, and they'll grow in those really hot, dry, drought-stricken places where other plants might give up.
561213 is the item number if you'd like to go for those. You're going to get 3 of the 9cm pots, and you've got a big saving on that one as well. £12 off that one, bringing your discount club price down to $15.27. There is a wonderful root system on there.
As always.
Great quality plants that we're sending you here at YouGarden. Use your code, please, YGTV3625, so that you get that £12 saving and your free postage. Remember, everything in the potting shed has the free postage attached to it. Just want to say a quick good morning to a few people who've joined the chat. Ruth, hello to you. James is in as well. George has joined the chat. Who was that who said, oh, George has decided to go for a bag of peat-free compost for a change? Why not? It's entirely up to you. We obviously always talk about the peat compost. We do find we get better results, but if you want to go peat-free, we have that available on the website as well. So brilliant. Love that. Ruth, I hope your mum's doing okay. It's fine that you've been AWOL, as long as you come back, you know. We completely understand. I hope your mum is absolutely fine. There was a question in here and I've completely... it's for Neil and it's on Agapanthus. So we're moving on to the Agapanthus Emerald Ice, where you're going to get 3 9cm pots. You are getting a £14 saving. It brings the price down to $21.22. My mum grew the most beautiful big white Agapanthus this year. I've got a picture of it. It was stunning.
And they've loved the summer, haven't
White flowers, amazing. You can tell us about this one, but Neil was just asking, with Agapanthus, should I cut the spent flower stems down to the base?
Yes, yeah, just remove them.
About now as well would be good, as long as the flowers have gone over.
Yeah, just take the flower stem off, because they're not like a bulb where you kind of need it to all die down. These are fine. So, but this is, I mean, I kind of call this one a Gragapanthus, because it's kind of like a green Agapanthus. And it's got that lovely green streak through the flowers. It's been a really exciting time recently, because we had the little pink Agapanthus a few weeks ago, which was absolutely stunning. I never thought I'd see a pink one. And now, look at this, Bex. I mean, this is really, really lovely.
I love it, honestly. Having seen my mum's one, and she got one of the really big ones. These don't get massive, do they?
No.
Hers was like a proper big one. I'll dig a picture out and show you. It's stunning. But having seen mum's massive, beautiful white Agapanthus, like, it's well worth getting in the garden.
Definitely.
Show-stopping.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we keep talking about the drought this year. We've had the hottest summer ever recorded. A lot of my customers' gardens that my customers don't water. It's been so obvious this year which plants are drought tolerant and which aren't. I mean, I've been walking into their gardens and loads of plants are just like, kind of just laying flat on the ground. They've gone brown. And then there's certain plants, they're just flowering away as cheeky as they like. They've not been the slightest bit bothered. And Agapanthus have loved it this year. And I'm talking about where I live, very sandy soil as well that really dries out. Agapanthus are amazing. So again, if you struggled this year with other perennials and you want something next year that will reliably flower for you in an open, sunny, well-drained spot in very impoverished, poor soil, by the way. These grow in awful soil. Providing it's well-drained and sunny, they'll love it. And they are amazing plants for containers because they love being pot-bound. I mean, you can see, I'll try and get one out for you because, again, these will have some ridiculous root system on them.
Stupid root system.
This one, come on, there you go.
Yeah.
So you can see
Every time Agapanthus has the best root system.
Yeah,
just
look at that.
Amazing.
I mean, that's just phenomenal, isn't it, that root system? You can see all that it's curved around the pot.
That's what it wants, though.
Yeah, it does. So what I would suggest is if you go for a pack of 3 of these and you want to grow them in a pot, I wouldn't actually go for a pot any wider than the saucer that they're sitting in there. I mean, if even a little bit narrower. So just put 3 of them in a really small pot.
Have a nice full display, wouldn't it?
Really good display. Make them compete with each other. Make them pot bound because that's what they love. If they're pot bound, they'll flower really, really well. Don't spoil them with our compost. Don't give them lots of feed because you'll get lots of leaves and less flowers. And if you plant them in the garden, another tip you can do with Agapanthus, if you've got an old pot in the shed somewhere, just some old naff pot you don't want, plant the Agapanthus in the pot and then plant the pot into the soil.
Yes.
Providing it's got drainage holes, and again, that way you'll pot bound it, and it'll just make them flower even better.
561324 is the item number. You will get 3 of them with that £14 saving as long as you use the code, and of course you'll get your free postage included in there as well. Groomy was asking if we can lasagna plant the iris. There's no reason why you can't.
Definitely. I mean, if you are going to use them in a lasagna planting, put them towards the top. Yeah, probably the very top layer.
Yeah.
Because they're very small bulbs.
All right, we're moving on to Nandina Obsessed for you. I mean, the sacred bamboo is not a bamboo. It's called that because they use the leaves and stems and flowers when they produce them to decorate temples and things, don't they?
They do.
But please don't panic. This is not invasive. It's not going to take over. It's not going to come up through your neighbour's, carpet in the living room. This is a fantastic, compact, evergreen, hardy, gorgeous, easy to grow, low maintenance plant that can cope in sun and shade, right?
Yeah, it is, Bex, and I'm loving what we're doing today because, we're into autumn now, the very beginning of autumn, and we're bringing you some fantastic evergreen shrubs today that are going to keep the interest going. We've got the Nandina, we talked about the Laurel Petalim, we talked about the beautiful Magnolia, we talked about the Fatsu, we've got a Rhododendron coming up. So, kind of make a list of all of these because this is another plant, this Nandina Obsessed, will look as fantastic in the middle of January as it does in the middle of June. You won't be looking at bare sticks. You'll be looking at a plant that is bone hardy, by the way. You could be looking out on this plant and it's -6, -7, -8, -10 even, and it will still be sitting there quite happy, growing away, not bothered. But conversely, in the summertime, it will take dry conditions once established. It will grow in full sun. It will grow in part shade. It's an amazing container plant, but of course you can grow it in the open ground if you want to as well. They never get more than about waist height. They're slow growing. They don't get any pests and diseases. They'll grow in clay soils. They'll grow in sandy soils. They kind of just grow steadily and slowly and elegantly. And they will flower eventually, and they will have little kind of berries as well. I can't think of much more.
Yeah,
you
there's so much.
Say about it.
It's the bulletproof, perfect plant for any garden, and this is what I absolutely adore. And I genuinely mean that. It doesn't matter where you are in the country, doesn't matter the size of your garden. This can be grown. It is brilliant. 510759 is the item number. It's only $10.19 as your discount
That's
club
bonkers.
price today, so that's a really awesome price. Evergreen as well. Moving on to the rhododendron. This is the hybrid red that we've got for you, and that is the stunningly beautiful bright red flower that you are going to get from this. And I say flower, I should say flowers, because you get so many flowers on a rhododendron, don't you?
You get clusters of flowers, and these will be buzzing with bees and pollinating insects. And also the middle of all these stems, I mean, this is really typical of the stock that we've got out in the nursery. There's already great big fat buds in the middle of all the stems on this rhododendron. That means you're already guaranteed to have stunning flowers like these May next year. No problem at all. Rhododendrons are another shrub that's evergreen. So all the year through, you have these beautiful, super glossy leaves. Bone hardy, they do not care how cold it gets. It could get to -15, -20. Rhododendrons aren't bothered. They come from the same part of the world as Nandina, so they're used to the cold winters. Just one thing to say about them, though. If in your garden already you've got rhododendrons, azaleas, camellias, all those sorts of things growing really well, gorgeous green foliage, you can plant them straight in the ground. If you haven't got that acid soil, grow them in a container and just use ericaceous compost, and that will be their happy place.
Very, very happy. 511672 is the item number. Can I just point out the size of that plant to you as well? Look at it. They are huge at the moment. So £11.04 is your discount club price. Check out all those buds that you can see up at the top there. Those are your buds that are going to be flowering for you in springtime. I love how early they start forming.
Oh, they do.
They sit like that throughout the winter.
And you know what, Bex? I'd even dispute that RRP as well, because I think even the RRP of $14.99 is so low.
Yeah.
I mean, roadies in garden centres like this are normally £25, £30 each.
Yeah.
So the price on that is daft. Absolutely daft.
511672 is your item number on that one then. So grab that one while we've got that bargain going on for you. We've also got a brand new Rose of the Week for you. And this one is called Sense and Sensibility. And this one has got the amazing price for you as well, because we do this every single week. A brand new Rose of the Week launches on Thursday, and we bring that fantastic price. We are saving £15 here. As a club member, You're going to get that for £16.99, and it's a climber, of course.
It is a climber, Bex. This one gets to about 2.5 metres, so it's not one of those really bonkers climbers that goes nuts and you wish you'd never planted it because you've got to keep hacking it back all the time. This one will look stunningly beautiful. One of these either side of a little archway, an arbour, a pergola, perhaps going on some trellis up the side of a garage or screening an ugly area. But the most incredible facet about this particular rose is the amazing amount of flowers. I mean, it could be thousands of flowers once this plant is mature in 1 year. It'll start flowering in June and it'll keep flowering. The one we've got in front of us now has got flowers on, and we're, 6th or 7th of September, and it's smothered in buds. So, you get June, July, August, September, October. You could get 5 months of flower on this. And once it's established, there'll almost not be a day when some part of this rose hasn't got flowers on. The flowers are nice and small, compact. They have a sort of a delicate fragrance, but the amount of them is just really, really, mind-blowing. I've not known a rose to have as many flowers as this particular one does.
Yeah, lovely colour combination as well, isn't it? Blush pinks, but yellows and oranges and peaches sort of coming through.
And then they fade to a lovely white as well as they go over. And they're small, but there's just so many of them. I mean, you can see there, look at those big flower heads, whole great big bouquets of little kind of miniature flowers.
Lots in there in those clusters, isn't there?
Lovely.
A big £15 saving on there. Of course there is, because it is our Rose of the Week. It's the one we're featuring this week for you. 531039 is the item number. If you've got space for a climbing rose, perhaps that's the one that's talking to you. So make sure you use your code, please, to get that saving and to get your free postage as well. Shall we have a quick look at the emails and things? Oh, Ruth just said, I bought the trio of rhododendrons a while back. 2 of them are doing really well and just about to burst into another bloom. Oh, Ruth, the third one, which is treated the same, is completely died. Ruth, get in touch. They are covered under our winter hardy guarantee. So if you get in touch with customer services, I'm pretty sure they will replace that one for you. Right, moving on to emails. So Ali's been in. She says she's back on track with a new phone, so I can send some photos. First photo is the bamboo that Adam advised me to chop back about 3 weeks ago. Look at all the greens starting to come through. Admittedly, there is a long way to go. She's got her Hector Brussels sprouts in for Christmas, so fingers crossed. And then my standard ceanothus is flowering. So here we go. Here are the Brussels. These are the Hectors that she's growing.
Oh, that's good to see them.
So hopefully she's going to have some gorgeous Brussels sprouts ready for Christmas.
Yeah, I remember those, Bex, when they came in as plug plants earlier in the year.
So those are the Brussels. Let's click on to the next picture. Oh, there's the ceanothus flowering. You know, I didn't get a secondary flowering on my ceanothus. It's looking lush and beautiful and green, but I haven't had one yet, unfortunately.
Me neither. You got the standard one.
I got the standard.
Yeah, I got the same.
It's
and
beautiful.
Mine's really bushed out this year.
It's so bushed out.
Yeah. And next May, wow, it's going
to be amazing, isn't it?
But I mean, look at the beautiful blue flowers there. It's nice to see those, isn't it?
Well done, Ali. And then finally, this is the bamboo. She's chopped it right back, but you can see that there's some green shoots starting to come through.
Oh, that's good.
It's looking positive. Obviously, as she said, long way to go, but it is starting to look a bit more positive.
Just do not let it dry out.
In fact, keep it watered.
Get yourself a great big saucer and put a saucer underneath those as well, and even keep it wet right the way up until about the end of October, and then you can forget about it till about end of February, March. And then keep it really, really hydrated.
Neil's emailed. He says, Dear Bex, Adam and team, received my tiny tails on Thursday. Fantastic quality. Just need to plant it out. Also got the 2 pansy top wave pre-planted hanging baskets. They'll be going on a double shepherd's hook in the middle of the flower bed. That sounds nice. And he's congratulations to me. I'm doing a few days a month on this channel that's just launched. It's called Hobbycraft TV. Thank you so much. I know a few of you tuned in. I really appreciate it. There is the gorgeous tiny tails. I was really pleased with mine as well, Neil. Mine looked just like that too. It looks so pretty. How gorgeous is that? It's going to look so good. I'm thrilled I got mine as well. And there's just another shot of the tiny tails there, looking really pretty.
I love them.
Do you know where you're putting it, Neil? Is it going in a pot? Is it going in the border? What are you doing with it? Let us know. Yeah, don't cook it. Penny's emailed in saying, she just sent us a picture saying, my pre-planted hanging baskets arrived yesterday. Excellent condition. So looking fantastic with those gorgeous pansies. You've got 4 of those ready to go. They're just going to tumble and trail all over the edges. I adore those. Dingo has messaged. He says, morning, Bex and Adam, just a couple today. My 3 pink agapanthus potted up. I didn't get to see that. That was when I was in Turkey, when you and Sean bought that pink agapanthus.
Yay.
And a full bloom agapanthus. Cheers from Dingo. But he also says, and I love this, chucking it down here with thunderstorms. Loving it.
What now?
Yeah. He's down south, isn't he? He's right down the bottom.
Wow. I thought it was supposed to be like a lovely day today everywhere.
It is here. It's like 26 degrees and sunny, but apparently he's got thunderstorms.
Oh, well, lucky you, because you need the rain. Look at that. That's a nice
Full
agapanthus.
bloom agapanthus. I want to take you to the next picture, though, because this is his agapanthus pink that he's potted up. I think this is more to show us his Dixonia than it is to show us the agapanthus. He just wants to show us his Dixonia. Though.
It's a nice Dixonia.
It's a beautiful Dixonia, isn't it?
Yeah, that's looking good. I like that.
Look at that.
And and he's taking the advice on the agapanthus as well, and making them all nice and kind of
close together.
Yeah, really sort of closely packed together, so they're going to be nice and root bound, and then you're going to get that fantastic flowering.
Looking good though. One more. All right, well, I've got Mauricia, I've got Andrew, and I've got Tony. I'm going for Tony next because he was the next one in. Andrew and Mauricia, we will get to show your pictures soon. So Tony says, I've completely rebuilt my centre bed using breeze blocks and part of my old shed to create 3 different levels. So I can now see my Nandinas and give them more space and light. I still have to put some of the plants into their new pots. So I've sent you 4 photos at different angles so I can show a couple of those. I think that is brilliant. You can really see the different tiers and the levels, and I think that is not only visually more appealing, but it's going to be better for the plants.
Yeah, it is, definitely. And I like the way you're recycling things as well. That's great, because rather than just chuck stuff in a skip to repurpose it, that's a really big thing that people are doing now. So, I like that one. That's a really good angle.
So that's it, just from a different angle so that you can see how
nice.
that's working.
I like that.
Good work, Tony. I think that's going to be really good. I think that's going to make a big difference. So Andrew and Mauricia will show your pictures in a little while. We have come back to compost, so just a very quick reminder of why this is the best compost.
Just talk to the other people in the chat and look at all the 5-star reviews.
Yeah, honestly,
that's all you need to do.
If you've never purchased this compost before, please. I mean, our regulars are so kind, and I'm sure they will let you know how good it is. But also go to our website, YouGarden.com. We constantly get 5-star reviews on this, and we've been bringing this product to market for years, 15 years, maybe something like that. It is the most 5-star rated product that we bring out of everything. It's the thing that we sell the most of as well, and I bet we need to do the stats on this, but it's the most repeat purchased item.
I would imagine, yeah.
Out of the sort of consumables that we do, this will be the most repeat purchased item because it works. It's
like a staple, isn't it, that you need to have, because this is the start of everything in your garden, pretty much.
100064 is the item number if you'd like to go for that. Add it into your basket. It's £16.97 if you're a club member, and you'll get it delivered free of charge as well using the code YGTV3625. Right, hellebores. These are the double Ellen Reds that we've got for you in the 3 9-centimetre pots. You are getting, so initially it's like a half price deal. It's a £15 saving, brings it down to £14.97. But as a club member, you get the extra 15% discount, bringing that price down to £12.72. And this is about getting winter colour in your garden. You need that winter colour because obviously, summer's still here. It's a gorgeous day for most of us in the country. We're still enjoying the last hurrah of summer, and autumn is beautiful too. But we want to make sure that there's something to look at in our gardens in winter, an excuse to go outside in winter. And it can be difficult to think of that while we're still getting these 26, 27 degree days. But do just try and cast your mind forward and just picture the gently nodding heads of these hellebores, how they will naturalise and multiply in your garden, and they will be there for years. They're amazing. 560968 if you want to get 3 of them on that incredible deal. Another one that's on our favourites table is the beautiful Thalia daffodil here. You're going to get 20 bulbs, and these have got the wonderful sort of pale, almost white colour and that tiny little centre there. They've got the trumpet, which is exactly what you would expect from a daffodil as well. And these are going to naturalise and look beautiful in your borders. Of course, you can grow them in pots and containers as well, and they're winter hardy bulbs and they're perennials. They'll come back for you. £8.49 is your discount club price, and remember there is 20 of them. You do get a couple of quid saving on there if you use your code. Next up, we got the Iris reticulata. I do think these are gorgeous. The colour, wow, just amazing blue, a real sort of true blue that you're getting here with those markings on the petals as well, with the yellow and the white. Very, very gorgeous. I hope you're getting a bag of these. They will naturalise and multiply too. These can grow in drifts in lawns, they can go into pots, they can go into borders. They're not too fussy on being in the sunniest spot in your garden. They're very easy to grow. Just get those in the ground. And if you're lasagna planting, as Adam said, make sure those are a little bit closer to the top, because they're one of the smaller bulbs for you. Flowering at about sort of March time, I think, is when you'll see your iris coming up. 600151 is the item number, and it's £8.49 for 35 of the bulbs there. Next up, we've got the tiger's eye, the violas. So these are the, sort of smaller flowers, but you get lots and lots of them. And this is all about that sort of yellow colour and that dark, almost, it's black markings that you're getting through there. The tiger's eye, obviously. 410017 is the item number, and you're getting 10 garden-ready plants. Garden ready means that they are absolutely ready for you to plant out in your garden. You don't need to worry about that. It's still really good time to get things in the garden right now. 410017 is the item number if you want to get those into your basket. Laura Petalum. Now this comes into to you in the 15 centimetre pot, beautifully established. Another one on our favourites table. This one has been super popular the last couple of weeks. Dark foliage, and please, please, you need to add dark foliage into your garden. Just think about all the green you've got out there. Of course, most things we've got in our gardens are green, but adding these darker foliage plants really does add highlight and contrast. And the flowers are incredible. They're a really bright, shocking pink colour, and they appear throughout the plant. And they flower for you in springtime, but they can also flower a little bit later on. They're in bloom at the moment, actually. They've got some flowers on, and they flower throughout summer too. A gorgeous shape to the way it grows as well, wider than it is tall. 510604 is the item number, and a couple of quid saved off that one as well using the code. The fairy blush for you, the magnolia. This one's in the 3 litre pot, beautifully established. A good size these have got too. 510733 is the item number. A slightly more compact variety of magnolia, which might be more appealing to some people in the smaller garden spaces. It flowers quite prolifically for you for the time that magnolias are in bloom. Not just right at the top, at the the end of the stems. You do get this throughout the plant, which I think is something a little bit unique to this particular magnolia. 510733 is the item number, and a big £8 saving off that one for you as well. And you can actually grow them like that as a hedge too. The Fatsia castor oil plant, this is the spider's web, so it's the variegated one with the mottling and marbling that you get on the leaves. Every leaf is different as well, which is what I really enjoy about this particular Fatsia. 510910, evergreen plant, winter hardy, even though it's got those kind of luscious tropical look to it. It doesn't have the tropical care. So it can get nice and big, but it can be pruned. It can be hard pruned as well. So if it gets too big, you can prune it to shape it, and you can container grow them as well. 510910 is your item number. We've also got the Nandina, your bulletproof plant, your perfect plant, your superhero plant that can cope with absolutely everything. Temperatures, low and high, not an issue. Pots and containers, great. I'm going to recreate this at some point. I'm going to do the Nandina Obsessed with the Festuca blue grass at the front. I think that's really pretty. It doesn't matter if it's in the ground, it doesn't matter if it's in pots, it can cope with seaside kind of locations, it can cope with city locations, it doesn't need pruning, stays pretty compact, gets to about a metre 20 ultimately is the sort of height. It can grow in a border. I would love to do a border of this actually with the Obsessed and then lemon and lime. I think the two would work really nicely, and then that Festuca grass along the front. That's going to give you wonderful evergreen colour all the way through the year, and low maintenance as well. 510759 is the item number, and a great price on that one as well at $10.19 club price. Rhododendron Hybrid Red is next for you. This is another one that's evergreen actually. This needs the ericaceous compost, so do make sure you've got acid soil or you're growing it in a pot or container with the ericaceous compost. But evergreen foliage and the showiest of flowers. This is what I love about rhodies. When they're in bloom, they are the showstopper. They are they're the darling, aren't they? They're the one that's like, look at me, let me show you how beautiful I am. That's what a rhododendron does. Let me show you my dance. That's the rhododendron. 511672 is the item number if you want to go for that one. It's big too, for £11.04. That is your club discount price. If you want to get the lowest price, well, you need to be watching us here, but you also need to join the club.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year, we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member. And that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
So there you go, by watching us here on YGTV, either live or catch up. It's lovely when you can watch us live, because obviously you can join in the chat, you can keep us company, but you can catch up on the shows at any time. But by watching YGTV and by being a club member, that genuinely is how you get the best prices. So if you're not already a club member, please do join that club. There are, I'm going to say there's over 50,000 members now. I don't know that for sure. We used to say over 47,000, but we've been saying that for a while.
Yeah,
there are tens of thousands of members of those clubs. Matt's finally joined the club. How long you been here, Matt? How long you been working here? End March. He started at the end of March. He's finally joined the club. About time, mate. We're slowly turning him into a gardener,
Getting there.
aren't we?
He's good. He's got lots of names in his head now.
Yeah, he's learning.
Yeah.
He's learning.
And you said the £5 vouchers, they're virtual. They're not kind of physically
Yeah, they're
sent to
virtual
you.
now, I believe. But you can access them from your account. And if you're ever worried, just get in touch with our customer services. They can help you. They can access your account and work out what you've got. So don't panic. There are always people there to help you. Right, we are moving on, and we're moving on to the beautiful apple. This is the Braeburn we're bringing you. Now, Braeburns are the nation's favourite, aren't they?
Understandably. Yeah, my favourite. I love them.
Crispy, juicy, nice kind of, pinky, sort of red-fleshed skin, rather, but got the perfect flavour balance.
Yeah, and I kind of like Braeburn as well because it's a bit cheeky. It kind of comes and smacks you in the palate, kind of, as you're eating it.
Because it's supposed to have the nice tangy...
That's it, yeah. You get that sweetness, and then you get that little bit of kind of like, oh, there's a little so you get that sort of perfect balance, and they're never woolly. I hate it.
Yeah.
In fact,
I like a crunch when I bite into an apple.
John shops generally more than me, but John bought some cheap apples the other week,
Right.
and they were like little miniature ones, like value kind of ones,
Right.
weren't much bigger than crab apples. And I took one bite, and it was all soft.
Yeah,
and
I hate that.
went straight out the window.
Going in the bin.
Gone. Yeah, Braeburn every time. I mean, look at these. That gorgeous, gorgeous coloured skin on those as well. And when you bite into Braeburn, you get that crisp crunch. Gorgeous, juicy fruit as well, and that sweetness with a little touch of sourness as well. They are stunning, beautiful. They originated in New Zealand, Braeburn.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, and they're one of the world's most popular apples. And what you see here, it's quite big, this, isn't it? But this is the kind of thing, well, this is not kind of, this is what we are sending out. These are the apple trees that we're going to, that is what it's going to get for £16.99 discount club price. I mean, goodness me, there's a garden centre near me, the F1, not the D1. That would be probably 35 quid, even 40 quid.
Absolutely.
For
Well, our
apple
RRP
tree
is
that size.
£39.99, and you would not quibble at that. That's the price that they would be. But you have got a big £20 saving. It's half price deal, but again, club members an extra 15% discount, bringing that down to £16.99. Now, this one is a grafted one, so you could grow this in a large pot and container. It's part of our sort of patio series. You could grow it in one of our heavy duty pots, but of course it can go in the ground as well. It's not going to get too big. It's not going to get unruly. Obviously, it needs to get a little bit bigger.
Well, that's a good thing, because this bit here at the base. This isn't this. This is a different apple, and it's been grafted onto it. And this acts like a gastric band. This little one here, this apple, this Braeburn wants to get big. It wants to grow into a tree. This dwarfing rootstock saying, no, you're not. You're going to stay compact. You're only going to get to about perhaps 2.5, 3 metres. You're not going to grow into a thumping great big tree. So yeah, you can grow this pretty much anywhere. You can definitely grow it in a large container. I mean, I'd probably go for 35 litre, 50 litre kind of size pot, and then it can live in there forever, basically. But stunning plant. Beautiful.
Yeah, gorgeous one, honestly. And if you want to grow the nation's favourite, then yes, get that one into your basket. 300031 is the item number. Ruth was just saying, when I stayed at my friend's, which is just down the road from YouGarden, I had the pleasure of doing some fruit and veg gardening. I came home with a big box of goodies, including loads of Braeburns. How very, very nice. Right, Verna, we're going to have to double check on this for you. And I'm so sorry if we've been showing the phone number and saying it's open and it's not. We normally get a notification to tell us when when the phones have been turned off at the weekends. She's saying that she tried to order on the phone and was told they were closed. I will make sure that we double check on that. So apologies if you are trying to order on the phone and you're not getting an answer or they're closed. We will find out and make sure that we adjust our information for next week. So huge apologies there. Neil says, my Tiny Tails is going in the border, Bex. Brilliant. Moving on to the Pennisetum Tiny Tails. Mine's gone into a pot and container. Actually, this one's got a little bit more pink left on it than mine had on mine. Still gorgeous and happy to have it, because I'm going to get the lovely pink ones next year. But this is exactly what we're talking about with these, because you get these wonderful, gorgeous little sort of squirrel's tails, soft, tactile flowers on here, and they come out this pink colour in summertime, don't they?
It's great, isn't it? I love this one.
I think it's stunning. I'm so glad you picked this up for us.
And it says it's on the actual original label. It says it's very hardy as well, this one. Now, I'd caveat that by saying, if you are going to plant this in your garden, plant it in the most sheltered,
that's what I'm
sunny,
doing with mine.
Yeah, well-drained spot. This is a type of Pennisetum, which is a Mediterranean kind of grass. And what they adore is fabulous drainage. They are not grasses for wet soil. So, sometimes near the house, under the eaves, you have that sort of dry patch of soil, quite often that bit where the cats do their doo-doos, you know what I mean? That kind of dry. Yeah, that's the kind of area they like, that really cutely well-drained soil, lots of sun. But this is a dramatic grass. Only ever gets to about 0.5 metre tall, so it's not going to go berserk. It will look gorgeous in a pot. And you get this contrasting foliage that's sort of, some's green, and then it's got this chocolatey coloured foliage as well. And if that wasn't enough, you get the flowers come through, and they're pink, and then the next minute they're like little squirrel's tails. I mean, it's just adorable, this grass. I love it, absolutely love it.
Yeah, and it can definitely cope with some cold weather, by the way. So I think I would put it into a sort of half-hardy category. It can cope with some cold, it can cope with some minus temperatures. If you live somewhere where it's really prolonged minus, then that's when you're going to need to give it just a little bit of protection. Yeah. So, in a pot, moving it close to the house or moving it to give it that. But I think most areas you're going to be absolutely fine. Mine's staying in a pot and container outside, and I'll just move it close to the house like I normally do, because I know where I live. We get occasional minuses like that. It doesn't constantly do it for weeks on end.
I think its main enemy, Bex, for that plant would actually be the wet. I think
yes.
If it's cold and wet, that's not good. But if it's cold and dry, then it's gonna be fine. It'll be
Absolutely.
okay.
I know a lot of you have got this already. You've already received it, or it's on its way. I highly recommend it. It's one I've added into my collection. I think it's absolutely stunning, and we have Adam to thank because he found it on the nursery.
I just literally
that's
tripped
beautiful.
over it.
Let's have that. So 561370 is the item number. It's a £10 saving there. It's £16.99 your discount club price. Do grab that one. Get that one in your basket because it's a stunner. And I think when those pink, fluffy flowers come through next year. You'll be really pleased you got it. Now we're bringing you onto the salvia. This is the Amistad, and you're getting 3 9cm pots. And I think for the salvia Amistad, this is a really good one if you want something long flowering and late flowering.
And dramatic. And I tell you what, Bex, just scrunch your fingers through there. And,
I love a salvia.
They're all the same, aren't they, salvias?
Just the smell you get from salvia is amazing.
They have that fantastic citrus.
So distinctive.
Yeah, it's kind of smelling foliage. But
and
this,
big.
yeah, I mean, it's a lot of planting in a 9cm
a lot
pot.
of plants.
I mean, I will just say there is a possibility yours might just be slightly trimmed. I mean, they may not.
Sometimes we trim the plants.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, these were cut back only about 2 weeks ago.
Were.
And they've already grown.
In fact, look, so I can see where that cut was. So here, look, you can see where these were chopped back. And here's all the new stems. Oh, there's another cut up here. So maybe this was where they were cut and the new stems coming up. But you can tell the difference because you've got some woody stems and then you've got that lovely green stem coming off it. You see that new growth. They're quite vigorous, aren't they?
They are. I mean, if you'd have planted these this year, what you'd have now, you'd have plants that are about 2 metres tall.
Yeah.
And we've got one John's got one in his front garden at home. And it's right against the wall at the end of our bungalow, south facing, in really, really well-drained soil. And it is looking incredible. The bungalow's white and we've got this against the wall. Oh, and I tell you what, it is a stunning perennial plant, this one. Dramatic flower spikes, loads and loads, dozens of these great big flower spikes. Some of these flower stems or spikes are about sort of a foot long and they are adored by the pollinating insects. If you want to bring in the bees, the butterflies, all the pollinators, they'll love this. And the great thing about Amistad, Salvia Amistad, is it takes its flower colour all the way through, even into October. So they start flowering about August time. September, no problem at all. If we have a mild autumn, October, even into the first part of November. What it loves, pretty much like your tiny tails, your Pennisetum tiny tails, grow it in the same kind of position. Superbly well-drained soil, warm, sheltered, sunny position. If you grow it there, and what I suggest is sort of late autumn, or once it does start to die down a little bit, just take it down by about 2/3. Don't cut it down to the ground. Take it down to about 2/3. Leave the remaining third till the following spring, and you'll see gorgeous new green shoots come up from the base. At that point, take off the last of the old growth from the previous year, and it will grow back to 2 metres or even more in the same season.
Year,
and from August all the way through till late autumn, it will just give you the most glorious displays of these stunning purple flowers.
560851 is the item number. If you'd like to go for that, then you're going to get 3 of them. They're beautiful plants. Bit of a mulch over winter to get them through to the next year.
Not a bad idea, Bex.
They're pretty tough. They can cope with a little bit, but they're not what we would class as fully winter hardy. So give them a mulch in winter. Obviously, we've got the Strulch on the show, or maybe you've got some already. The bark mulch, something like that would be brilliant. £11.87 is the price. You've got a £16 saving on there. We're moving over to the Thalictrum next. We've got the Meadow Rue here for you. And these flowers, I really enjoy these. I quite like the little pom-pom balls of buds that you get, and then the way they burst open, and the stamen on these is incredible. 2 plants here, so the Salvia and the Thalictrum, going to be really good for pollinators.
Yeah, and do you know what? People do not grow Thalictrums enough. They're still a very unusual perennial in a lot of gardens. I've got these. I've got these. I've grown Thalictrum for the last 3 or 4 years, and I absolutely adore them. These are tough, by the way. These will grow in full sun. These will grow in shade. They'll grow in wet soils. They'll grow in drier soils, clay or sand. They are not bothered. They are one of the most robust, hardy, tough perennials. They die down during the winter time. They come back in spring, and they just give you the most spectacular foliage. In fact, I was talking about you the other day, Bex, when I was referring to these, because I don't know if you've come across the maidenhair fern or the adiantum fern.
No, I don't think I have.
There's a house plant called maidenhair fern, and it's got leaves very, very akin to this. And the leaves are beautiful, but the little leaf stems are also like a purpley chocolatey colour as well. And then in spring, you get these great big flower spikes come up. They can be up to 1 metre tall, and just dozens and dozens and dozens of these superb sort of pinky purple flowers with those stamens in the middle, and they flower for a really long time. And don't be tempted to deadhead these very quickly, because they have the most attractive seed heads. So I actually leave mine on because the seeds themselves are really nice as well. And in the autumn, the foliage turns a fabulous buttery yellow before it dies down. and next spring they'll come back. So if you're looking for an herbaceous perennial that's bulletproof, really tough, will take drought, will take severe cold temperatures in winter, will grow practically in any soil, will grow in full sun or shade, beds and borders or containers, get yourself 3 of these. They are just awesome.
560256 is the item number there. So if you want to go for those, you'll get 3 of the 9 centimetre pots, and you are going to save £13 on that one. £14.42 is the price on that one. Make sure you use your code to get your saving and your free postage as well. We're going to move on to the planter mats for you. Now, we're starting off with the Balcony Beauty. I actually just want to show a video of mine, if you don't mind, please, Matt, because I did actually plant these last year, and this was them as they were coming into bloom, just to give you an idea of what these are looking like. You can see I've got my my tulips in the little pots at the background there, but that's just one of them. Let me just scroll across. There's the other one, just blooming beautiful. Oh, hang on. This way. There's the other one.
Isn't it great when you actually see them working, doing what they're
I know,
meant to
and
do?
this is why I did this last year, because we were talking about these last year, and obviously, you know, we didn't have pictures to show, so I'm going back here. So this is as they're starting to come up. The ones I showed you at the beginning was once they were sort of more in full bloom. I've zoomed in for some weird reason. Why would I do that? You can see all of them coming through, and they come through at just slightly different times, so you get this consistent sort of constant changing as they're going through. So just to give you an idea of what they look like, and these are really simple and easy. They fit perfectly into those window boxes. They come out like this, and what you've got is just a brilliant selection of bulbs. And you drop them in, don't you?
You do. I mean, it's like egg box material, this. So
yeah, so it decomposes.
Yeah, it's not packaging. It's leave the bulbs in this and plant the whole thing as is. So if you're going to plant these in a window box, fill it halfway up with compost, drop the tray in, fill it up to the top with compost, just leave ½ inch gap between the top of the compost and the pot, give it a good soak, and in spring, just as you saw with Bex, you'll get these come up. And the good thing is it's all perfectly planned for you. So all the bulbs are in the exact position where they need to be. The tall ones in the middle, the short ones at the edge. Some will flower at the same time, some will kind of succession flower, but it's just such an easy way of actually growing bulbs. And you might struggle to plant bulbs ordinary. And also, by the way, you don't have to just plant these in containers. You can plant them directly in the ground if you want to as well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful one, isn't it? As I say, this is such a simple thing, and they grow in the right sort of combination. They've been perfectly placed, so you get the best sort of results from them every single time. You don't have to worry about, have I planted the right ones together? They've been perfectly selected so that you get the absolute best, display and look from them. 630107 is the item number. You're going to get one of those, and it's £12.74. You are saving £5 by going for that one today. We've also got the circle planter mats that we're talking about here for you. So this one is the tulip and crocus kit. So it's exactly the same idea behind it. It's decompostable.
Decomposable.
That's it.
Yeah.
You tell them, Matt.
And you've got the lipstick one as well. You've got the lipstick coloured tulip there with the little grape hyphen or muscari. So you just make your choice. It's kind of either the red tulips with the purple crocus or the lipstick pink tulips with the blue grape hyacinth. And it's exactly the same as what Beck showed you a moment ago. This one, if I take the cover off, because we already removed that, you can see all the bulbs are perfectly arranged in there. So exactly the same principle. Get your round planter, halfway up with compost, drop this in, compost to the top, exactly as you see here on the screen, and that is it. It's job done. And if you wanted to, I mean, Bex did a lovely little thing the other day with her lasagna planting video. You could top these off with some cool wave pansies or wallflowers, forget-me-nots, any kind of winter flowering bedding that you prefer. You could just plant on the very top. Then you've got that instant colour from the winter bedding, and the bulbs will all come up through that, no problem at all. It won't obscure them, it won't hinder them. They'll just grow through, and it'll look fantastic. 630187
is the item number if you want to go for the tulip and muscari. So it's for an up to 10-inch pot. So actually, our the helix planters, these the perfect size for them.
We actually kind of.
Are we right? Or
they
look a bit small.
Yeah, we kind of actually.
Larger.
Yeah, we're going to get that kind of changed actually, because we actually found the 14-inch ones.
They would be better.
Yeah.
Because they're going to go a bit deeper.
Yeah.
So 630187 if you want to go for that one. These pictures show you exactly how you're going to do that and just cover them up. The only thing you need to do is once you take them out of the packet is maybe just point the bulbs up the right way round. That's the only thing you need to do before you get planting. Love that combination there as well. The colour combination is gorgeous. 630187 is the item number if you'd like to go for that one, and it's £11.04 if you want if you're a club member. So make sure you join the club to get all those discounts. It's 15% discount, by the way, off of everything that you get from us in the potting shed: plants, compost, and the pots that we select for each weekly show.
And they're all perennial, those bulbs, by the way.
So they'll come back.
You can get them come back year after year.
Marisia sent us this picture in. There's no explanation, but I'm going to work it all out. So I think she's got her oleander stand. Oh, I took away the connection, didn't I? Because I used my phone. Hold on. There we go. So she's got oleander standards in that pot, and then she's got a red Baron bloodgrass in a pot there. She's got that wonderful Luna rose.
Oh, yes.
It's not a rose, it's a hibiscus, but she's got that there. There's another oleander standard there, and she's got some red Baron bloodgrass there as well. So are you underplanting the oleanders with the red Barons? Is that what you're showing us?
Yeah.
I love your pots as well, by the way. They look very pretty.
Nice mix there.
Yeah, nice
good
mix.
collection.
Ruth has emailed. Oh no, Andrew. I'm going to show Andrew's picture. So Andrew's just sent us a picture saying, "Late summer garden. The flowers all enjoying the late summer sun this morning, and they are looking fantastic. He's got amazing hydrangeas going on in there. He's got all his begonias going on.
Oh, look at that!
I know.
Wow.
He's got. Do you know what? I'm sick of telling Andrew he's got a nice garden. You have got a beautiful garden, Andrew.
That is something. That is.
Lovely. Look at that.
That's got a really lovely seasidey feel to it. It kind of reminds me of those.
I wonder if he is coastal. Where are you, Andrew?
It's got that kind of look. I don't know why. I don't know why I say that, but it's just got looks like a seaside
are you,
garden.
Andrew? You've probably told us before, and I've forgotten. I'd love to know.
Look at the colour going on there.
Gorgeous garden. Well done,
It's adorable.
You. Well done, you. Ruth would like some advice now. I'll just read it. Please give me some advice on my beautiful hydrangea. It's very leggy and I'm struggling to keep it from going right over. I've supported it with canes, but I wondered what to do when it finishes blooming. Do I Chelsea chop, leave it for the winter, then take it back to new shoots, or just keep supporting it as I am for now? I've added another photo for those who haven't experienced the colour change of these hydrangeas. The same bloom started pure white, but is now a gorgeous deep pink. Now, I had a similar issue with my hydrangeas this year. So, yeah, you can see what's happening. So, I planted my hydrangeas earlier on this year, and I got that growth, and I got these massive, great big flowers at the end. And obviously, they're just a bit too heavy for the plant at this stage, whilst it's getting established.
Yep.
And I was getting annoyed with it, and I chopped mine actually. And I know I chopped away the flowers, but I was just getting annoyed. I didn't want to do all the staking. I chopped mine probably about 5 or 6 weeks ago. And I'm getting loads of new growth coming through on it. So I sacrificed the flowers for this year to help the plant get established, to send new shoots out, stronger shoots for next year. But would you do that now, or would you wait until spring now?
Weirdly, I've got a white hydrangea with the flat flower head on it. It's a paniculata type, but mine's done exactly the same because it's flowered in its first year on very young growth.
Young growth, so it's not strong enough
so
yet.
All I'm going to do in another week's time, I'm just going to actually take the dead flower head off, and I'll leave it, and then next spring, late winter, mid-spring, I'll then cut it down by half, and all those gorgeous new shoots will come up, and they will be much stronger next year, and they will flower for you the same year. Because it's a paniculata type, it means you don't have to wait a whole year for more flowers. If you cut it down spring 2026, it will flower for you in 2026 as well.
Yeah, so I think you've got a few different options there. Let's say I did mine 5 or 6 weeks ago because I knew I still had, a couple of months where it can put on new growth and all the rest of it, knowing full well I was sacrificing the flowers for this year, but then it's going to be really stronger and sturdier for next year. Or you could do what Adam's suggesting, just take away those flower heads once they've gone over for now, and then give it a little trim in springtime. You've got options. You don't need to worry too much about paniculata, because they're really nice and easy. But it's just the fact that it's a new plant and it needs to get a little bit stronger so it can hold up those flower heads for you. So I hope that helps for you. Who was that? That was Ruth, of course. Amanda sent in a picture, Caribbean lily. I know, it's mental, isn't it?
Yeah, what's going on with these?
Caribbean lilies this morning, my seed-grown jasmine, my climbing Arthur Bell, and the rose I moved in February finally has buds. I'm so happy. Caribbean lilies are growing. They shouldn't be growing yet, but they are. We've had a weird year. But yeah, I can see the Caribbean lily starting to come through.
Loads of people have said about them, Bex. It's really odd.
It's crazy, isn't it? Oh, there's the rose starting to bud. Beautiful colour. Look at those buds.
That lovely pure yellow.
Gorgeous.
Especially against that new red foliage. That's a nice combination.
Lovely. Nice, Amanda. Thank you for sending those. Very pretty. And finally, Andrew, again, he said not forgetting the front garden. Yeah, let's have a look at his front garden, which also looks flipping fantastic as well. Look at all these pots. Look at all this colour that he's got going on here. It's just all right. I bet, Andrew, as people are walking past your house, do they stop? Are you sitting in your house and looking out the window and you've got people just standing and looking into your garden? Yeah, gawking at your garden, because that's exactly what I would be doing. I would be walking past there and just stopping and smiling and looking at it all.
That is so uplifting.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Even now, looking that beautiful. So nice.
Lovely. Lovely garden. Thank you very much. He says, he doesn't live in it. Oh, South Lincolnshire. Yes, that's it. I remember. South Lincolnshire. He's not actually. You're not far from us either, are you? Because I think I saw you posted that you went to Sean's pub, didn't you, or something or other? And you were saying that. Was that in the Gone Gardening group? I remember seeing your post and saying you went to the pub and that the garden was looking nice.
We're not a million miles away from the sea here, though, are we really?
Not really.
Think where the wash is.
Not really.
It's not far away, is it?
Right, so thank you everybody for sending all your emails in. Much appreciated. We've got about 40 minutes left. We might get a chance to show you some more photos if you want to send any more in. I'm not going to guarantee it, but if you do want to send any more pictures, we always do love looking at your gardens. No matter the garden, we absolutely adore it, and we're loving seeing the journey and the progress people are making in their gardens as well. So please don't be shy, send us your pictures. Let's come back to our favourites table though, please. We're going to take you along here and we're going to start off with the Laura Petala and the gorgeous black pearl. Yeah, this is an amazing shrub, this shrub. It's one of those shrubs that actually tends to grow wider than it does taller, and generally over the years when I've seen these growing in different places, they never get more than about waist high on an adult. But what you've got this evergreen, or sometimes in a very cold winter, semi-evergreen foliage, dark chocolatey coloured foliage there, and then these incredible flowers, these ribbon-like flowers that kind of flower earlier in the year, but then you get sporadic sort of flowerings of this as the year goes on. And this is a shrub that likes very similar conditions to things like acers. So it likes dappled shade. It likes a really cool, moisture-retentive root run. Doesn't like dry soil. It likes a nice sheltered position. Now, it's kind of, if you're going to grow this, it's sort of ultimately it's happiest in an acid soil. And it will kind of grow in a slightly kind of alkaline soil. But what we'd suggest is with this, is if you can incorporate perhaps some ericaceous compost around the roots, or something like pine bark could go round, or pine bark needle compost, something like that, or lots of organic material. We're not saying fully ericaceous, are we? No, just slightly ericaceous.
Yeah, exactly. So just kind of give it just a little kind of a nod towards that kind of soil condition. That's where it will be happiest. But ultimately, it's that cool, damp, dappled shade, shelter kind of position. So if you think where, as I say, your Japanese maples thrive, this would thrive in that same place. It would look stunning as well, this plant, perhaps just overhanging the edge of a pond and just seeing the reflection of the foliage in the pond. And it's a really lovely plant to contrast with hostas. Just imagine some golden or silver coloured hostas growing underneath this, or some lovely bright green ferns, or things like lily of the valley, or the blue corydalus, the blue heron. Yeah, something like that. Or spring bulbs. Just think about thalia growing underneath this, or the iris reticulata. I mean, there's so many kind of fantastic choices that you could plant with this, because this dark foliage just lends itself to that perfect contrast with other flower colour and other foliage colour. 510604 is your item number, and you go to YouGarden.com if you'd like to place your orders. That's our website there. And you can shop the show as well if you want to have a little look. You just click on the Live Now button, you can see everything that's available for you. Everything in the show has free postage as long as you use that code YGTV3625. Website, you have to pay postage, but not when you're shopping the show, which is why we love what we do here at YGTV. Okay, we're moving on to the iris reticulata, definitely a favourite of mine, one that I will be planting. I've got my bag of bulbs ready to go for when we do finally move house, which might happen at the end of this month. Fingers crossed. They're going to go into that new garden. I cannot wait. Bright blue flowers that you get on this one, and the most amazing yellow and white markings on the petals. Yeah, I mean, they're small, but they are going to be so pretty, aren't they? They are stunning, Bex. I've got loads and loads of these. We've got loads in the front garden, loads in the back garden, and they're quite strange because they send up these green kind of spikes or little kind of spears that come up, and you think they're just going to be leaves, and then one morning you open the curtains, you look outside, and these beautiful pure blue flowers have popped open. Generally mine flower about the end of February, beginning of March, and it's such a joy, such an uplift when you see these start flowering. I get really excited. I get that little kind of tummy kind of fuzz feeling, kind of, oh, spring's coming, the fizz. You can already sort of tell, the sun's getting higher in the sky. You can start to feel the warmth of it on the back of your neck a little bit. The grass is starting to do that little kind of clumpy growth thing. You see the first perennials starting to push through. The birds are starting to kind of sing again. It's that kind of time of year, and these are one of the first kind of bulbs, along with things like pushskinias and Chionodoxa and bluebells, snowdrops and aconites to flower. And they will grow practically anywhere. You can grow these in a shady position. You can grow them in full sun, beds and borders. You can grow them in the lawn if you want to, pots and containers. But get some of these, because to have a plant that is so incredibly blue at that time of year, because they stand out like a sore thumb, because everything else is bleak that time of year. And these are just that incredible blue with that yellow stripe. Absolutely breathtaking. They really are. And only about 6-7 inches tall. And if you get right down and poke your nose into these, they actually do have a little bit of a fragrance, but you've got to get right down to have a sniff.
Yeah, it's a bit like the Corydalus. Like, they've got a fantastic fragrance, but you've got to get down to them to have a sniff, haven't you? Right, you're going to get 35 of those bulbs included in there. So 600151 is the item number. Really easy to plant because they're nice small bulbs, so it's not going to take you long at all. £8.49 is your discount club price. Moving on to the middle of the table, we've got the beautiful hellebores. These are the double Ellen red. So these are the slightly richer colour tones that you're getting from these ones.
These are tough. These tick all the boxes. So I'll run through really quickly. These will grow in full sun. These will grow in full shade, and they'll grow in areas in between. They'll grow on clay. They'll grow on sandy soil. They are daft hardy. They'll go down to -15, -20. They can be drought-stricken during the summer, and they'll wilt, but they won't die. They'll pop back up. But they flower at the most punishing time of year. The sheer audacity and cheek of these I admire, because at the coldest, most time of year, that's when they decide to bloom, the same time as the snowdrops and the aconites, or your Iris reticulata. In fact, if you've got yourself some of the Iris reticulata, go for these as well and plant them in a similar area, because they look fabulous kind of flowering together, and you'll get these lovely flower spikes come up, great big clusters of flowers on these lovely upright stems, beautiful foliage. Trim away the foliage just as the flower buds appear. And then after the flowers have gone, and that will be a long time because they flower for a long period of time, then they'll send up stunning, really fresh leaves, and they'll stay on the plant all the way through till the following winter, when they'll flower all over again. As I say, you can grow them practically anywhere. Pots and containers are fantastic. And you'll even get seedlings from these because they're quite promiscuous. And the seedlings could be little hybrids that nobody else has got. They could be unique to you. But also they form clumps, and eventually you can lift and divide them. And this one plant, 2 or 3 years down the line, Bex, could make half a dozen separate plants.
Yeah, and they do look stunning. And there's a house we went to look at that we didn't buy in the end, but I was very tempted to, because it had this beautifully established garden already. And we were actually looking, and it was around March time when we went to see, and you should have seen the display of hellebores they had in that garden. Yeah. It was absolutely stunning. They'd clearly been in the ground for, several years, because they had multiplied, they had established. Genuinely, I was like, I want this house just for those hellebores, because they looked so good. 560968 is the item number if you want to go for those. You will get those 3 9cm pots, really rooty, and have the ability to flower for you. First year, you can see that those ones are flowering. I'm not going to guarantee every single one, but they do have the ability to, don't they? Get them in, get them established. Yep. You've got every chance that you'll get flowers this year. And then, of course, you will get them for many years, and they will multiply and spread for you. £12.72 is your discount club price. We've taken £15 off. It's a half-price deal, and you get your 15% off the price there as well, plus free postage, which is normally $6.99, because you're going to use that code YGTV3625. We've got the beautiful violas, the tiger's eye for you here. Teeny tiny flowers, but lots and lots of them. So please don't be put off by the size of the flowers, because these are absolutely incredible, aren't they?
It's like a doof, 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 doof. That song.
Are you doing an EastEnders?
I was doing the Eye of the Tiger.
Ah. If you do duff duffs are EastEnders.
No, the Eye of the Tiger.
Bum,
doof,
bum, bum, bum.
That's it. Okay,
That's the eye of the tiger.
Yeah. Okay, I fluffed that one. Never mind. Move on.
Never mind. We'll move on.
Yeah. So yeah, these are these are beautiful. Some you win, some you lose. And these aren't actually much bigger than the normal viola flowers, but these are delicate. These are dainty. These are pretty, and they're smothered on the plant. I mean, oodles and oodles and oodles of these. Now, on this one here, you're getting a little mix. So you're getting kind of the viola, sorbet, tiger eye, but you're getting yellow, but also you're getting some gorgeous little purple flowers there. And yellow and purple, what a mix. I mean, goodness me.
Great mix.
That's a marriage made in heaven. That colour combination goes together so well. And then when you look at the actual individual flowers, look at those stripes or little striations on the flowers. Wonderful. These, in fact, I'd go out and pick a little posy of these and put them in a little tiny vase and have some indoors because they look great.
It's about winter colour again, isn't it? This is what we're talking about.
Winter colour. That's what we're bringing you today. I mean, all three things you can see on your screen right there at the moment, all flower during the winter or very early spring. So these are great for your hanging baskets, your pots, your beds, your borders, and they're great little kind of filler plants as well. So if you've got some containers at home and you've got little gaps where you've taken the summer bedding out and you want to put in some winter flowering colour, put loads of those in. Those little dainty flowers will keep coming month after month after month. Deadhead them, because that's important. Keep taping the dead heads off, because what flowers tend to do, look at the root system as well. So they're garden ready, these ones, basically, which means they can go straight out now. No need to pot on. Put them straight out where you want them to be for the winter. And also getting them out now and in the garden now is so important, because if you get them in the garden now, they'll get their roots into the ground very, very quickly. And then as the days keep shortening, as the temperatures keep dropping, they'll just acclimatise to that naturally. There won't be any shock element to them. Sometimes if you go and try and plant these in mid-November and they've been kept somewhere a little bit sheltered and they've been a bit mollycoddled, and then you put them out in the cold, they go into shock. They stop flowering. These won't. These will just keep going.
That's why it's important to get your violas, but get your pansies, your cool waves, all of that. Get it now whilst the weather is still lovely. They'll get established, they'll get flowering, and that's what's going to see you through the winter with those flowers. 410017 is the item number if you want 10 garden-ready violas. Of course, you can multi-order and get 20 or 30 or 40 if that's what you want to do. And finally, on the favourites table, we've got the narcissus. These are the beautiful Thalia daffodils that we've got. And we've got these wonderful creamy white flowers on here.
These ignore that picture.
Ignore that one.
That's not them. But yeah, Thalia are really, really, really stunning. I mean, John's got loads in our front garden at home, and they form these. That's what they are.
What they look like.
Yeah. They form these beautiful clumps of milky white kind of daffodils with that lovely sort of orange centre to them. They're not particularly tall. They're only about, well, ours only gets about 8-9 inches tall, which is great, because if you've got a really windy, open, exposed garden, they don't get blown over, they don't get snapped off in the spring gales. That's not them either, so ignore that picture as well, because that's not them either. I don't want to mislead you. Grow them in containers or pots, grow them in beds and borders. That's what you're getting. That's what they are. Just absolutely divine. I love them. They're really different, really unusual. What you could try and do as well, again, if you've gone for the Iris reticulata, plant clumps of those in between the Thalia as well, and having that kind of mix of the blue iris and those beautiful white narcissus. What a combination.
600097 is your item number if you'd like to go for those ones. It is a bag of 20 bulbs that you're getting. Remember the top tips Adam was giving earlier, plant them a little bit deeper rather than shallower, because if you plant them too shallow, there's a chance you won't get flowers. They'll give you foliage and no flowers. And try not to overcrowd them too much as well.
Space them out.
Space them out, yeah. And that way you're guaranteed then of getting those gorgeous flowers and getting them for many, many years, because narcissus, there's daffodils or clumps of daffodils that have been known to be there for over like 100 years. They can go forever,
easily.
Can't they? They can go for a really long time.
Well, it's weird because I was brought up in a place called Harlow in Essex, and I remember along First Avenue in Harlow when I was a kid, there's like sort of grass slopes that go up either side, and the council planted thousands of daffodil bulbs there. And I remember the first year they flowered, and I was about 5 or 6. I'm now 60. And
You're not 60.
I'm now 60, and every year, Bex, every year those daffodils still flower. I mean, so they've been there 55 years, and they still flower as good now as they ever did.
You look 60.
I hope not. I do see, sometimes I see people on the telly and they say they're 60, and I think, oh my God. I say to John, do I look as old as them? And he's like, no, you're fine, don't worry.
You're all right. You'll do. Right, 600097 is the item number if you want to go for those narcissus. The Talia. Ruth just said, I have a friend called Talia. It's not a common name. So lovely to see
That's
the
a lovely
narcissus.
name, isn't it? Imagine
It's a beautiful name,
yeah,
actually.
Talia. I love it.
It's gorgeous. Right, we're moving on to the compost again. Sorry to bring you back here, but it is the best. It's the best item we bring you, and it's the best compost that we can possibly bring you. And Matt's right, it's the best price as well. This is for 80 litres, so it's 2 40-litre bags, and it's £16.97 to get it delivered to your door. No postage to pay as long as you use that code YGTV3625. So delivered direct to your door, first of all, for no postage, brilliant. But also this being the best compost that you can use, lovely texture, great smell, but the one that the plants are going to respond to the most. This is what we're here to tell you about, and this is why this is the most repeat purchased item that we bring you.
Well, we could kind of do a swapsy thing in that if I kind of said to you all the places you could use it, so I said houseplants, you could probably say seeds, and then if you said seeds, I could say kind of repotting. And then
transplanting.
Yeah, we could go backwards and forwards with
Berries.
Yeah, exactly. So many different areas you can use this, and houseplants. I found it's amazing for my houseplants.
Yeah,
and
really is.
Yeah, because some of my houseplants got really pot bound and they kept drying out. So I used this compost. Now I find it holds on to the moisture for a long time. Unlike that Koya compost, I am not a fan of Koya compost because I find it takes ages to absorb the water and then it doesn't hold on to it. And also, Koya's made from coconuts, and where are these coconut plantations in the UK? Not nearby.
No.
So this has been peat reduced as well for a long time, and even some of the peat we have used, we've actually made that from renewable sources. We've made it from sphagnum moss, which is good. But we've taken lots of peat out and then we've put in that composted wood fibre. And this is why Bex and I always do this.
Yeah, I love the texture
because
of
it. We just love it. And I did a thing the other day. I'm going to do it very quickly now.
And a wonderful smell.
And I did this thing the other day where I did this. I just really sort of tamped this down as hard as I could. Now, if you do that with some compost, especially the soil-based ones, and then you put your hand underneath that, it will come up like a slab. But this, look, I'm not even doing anything, and you pick it up, and it just falls apart. You cannot make this compost lumpy. No. You cannot make it solidify. You can't make it consolidate. It always wants to stay open. And that's important because it lets the air get down to the roots. It lets those little roots of your seeds, your plug plants, your cuttings, penetrate down into it. Also, it lets the water percolate through. And also, when those roots get down, they're going to find loads of these little beads, and you'll see them in the compost. They're green, they're tan, different colours, and that is slow-release fertiliser that is going to feed your plants. It's going to hold their hand for up to 6 months and give them the best start in life. And there's a wetting agent. So sometimes if your compost does dry out, on the inferior compost, you try and wet it, run straight off, doesn't soak in. With this, it soaks in much more quickly. So you can hydrate those dried out plants very soon. It's pH balanced as well. So it's not too acid, it's not too alkaline. And we do have an ericaceous version of this, if you want that for rhododendrons and so on. But I have just had such amazing results with this. I used, probably over the last 4 or 5 years, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say I've probably used well in excess of 1,000 bags of this. Because I use it for my customers.
Absolutely.
I use it for myself. I think John and I alone, we've got through 30, 40 bags of this so far this year, just in our little front and back garden.
Yeah. Honestly, please do go and check out the reviews on this because it's our most 5-star rated product. Everybody says how amazing it is. Olwen's got to go. She calls it our gold medal product because she loves it so much. She's going to bake a chocolate cake. I'm quite jealous.
Oh.
How very nice. But yeah, she calls it her gold medal product. And I know a lot of you, you always tell us how amazing it is. But for anybody brand new who just thinks, well, it's just a bit of dirt, what are you talking about? Please go and check out the reviews because it is very important you see what other people think of it. 100065 4 is the item, and the price is amazing. It's £16, and that would be amazing, wouldn't it? £16.97 for you, and that is your delivered price. As long as you use the code you can see on the screen, YGTV3625, you get free postage off of all the things that we brought into the potting shed for you. Another thing that you might want to be going for at the moment would be our strolch that we've got for you. Now, this is your mineralised straw. Please don't think that this is just a bag of straw. This is mineralised straw, been through a special process to turn it into something that slugs and snails hate, but also something fantastic for all of the other reasons you might want this in your garden.
Yeah, because I mean, this time of year, what we'll do is if you've got sort of plants that are dying down in your garden that are not particularly hardy around the root, you might have left your dahlias in, your gladioli corms, perhaps your ginger lily, and you want to make sure that the frost doesn't actually get down to the roots and turn them to mush during the winter, put a nice layer of this over the top. This will act like a mulch for you. It will stop the frost getting down. Also, that flower bed there, imagine if that was really wet clay soil, where you can walk between your plants. You can walk on the strolch, the mud won't stick to your boots and tread all over that beautiful lawn and patio. And when it rains heavy, which hopefully it will, it's not going to wash the soil away. It's not going to splash it onto the beds and borders. In the summertime, it keeps the weeds down. It keeps the moisture in. It deters those slugs and snails without killing them, which is good because they're a food source still for the birds and the hedgehogs. And even as this stuff breaks down, it activates really good, healthy soil bacteria, and it adds various nutrients to the soil as it does that as well. So it's such an amazing product. It's made in the UK, it's organic, and it's just such a fantastically friendly way of deterring those slugs and snails without nasty chemicals.
So use for all year round, get rid of this or deter the slugs and snails, give your plants that extra duvet of protection, suppress weeds, holds moisture in the ground, and you can use it on the ground or in pots and containers as well. 100086 is the item number to go for your 9 kilogram bag of the strolch. Tenner off the price there, bringing that down to £16.99, so maybe worth getting yourself a couple of bags. We've brought the hanging baskets for you, so we've got 2 different options. We've got the berries and cream, which is this one here. So this is the Pansy Cool Wave Berries and Cream, where you get this really luscious, deep purple, gorgeous colour there, with the lovely white flowers on there and the little yellow centre there too. And this was a breeding breakthrough when these were first launched, wasn't it?
Absolutely. It's the flowering period on these. These can flower for up to 10 months of the year, which is just crazy. I mean, they're flowering now. These are going to be flowering at Christmas time. They're going to be, well, easy Christmas time. They're going to be flowering on Valentine's Day. They're going to be flowering Easter time. They're going to be flowering through the May bank holidays. They'll take a little bit of a rest in July and August. And then if you do 3 simple things throughout their lifespan, if you keep them well watered, if you keep them fed regularly, especially during the growing season, and if you deadhead them, they'll come back and they'll flower for you again from September next year, because these are perennial. So if you look after them, you can get them to flower year after year after year. But also, what they'll do is they will trail down to about here, 30 to 40 centimetres. A beautiful trailing, constant flower on these. Some of them are fragrant as well, especially some of the kind of more purpley ones have a soft fragrance, and the flowers are even edible. So you can use them to decorate desserts. Or things like that. And I've actually seen some people online, they make ice cubes with these little flowers in.
Yeah, make them. It's cute.
And it looks really gorgeous.
Yeah, gin
and tonic, and you've got an ice cube with a little kind of pansy flower in the middle. Beautiful.
Completely winter hardy, coping with -20 temperatures very happily. The frost sitting on them, I mean, they droop, they look a bit sad, but they perk right back up again as soon as the frost has passed.
Problem.
And this is all about getting that winter colour for a good 10 months of the year, and I know that because I grew them. I've seen it for myself with my own 2 eyes. So honestly, these are fantastic. 450154, you will get a pair of the pre-planted Pansy Cool Wave. That's the berries and cream, so that's the slightly deeper purple colour. But we've also got this, and this was, I think this is brand new this year, and this is the Cool Wave Frost hanging basket. So again, very similar, just slightly lighter colours that you're getting included in there. Very, very elegant, slightly paler purple that you're getting. And it's a pair. You're going to get 2 of them, 25 centimetre baskets. Of course, these are perennials, so you can get them to come back next year very, very happily. Just trim them back in summer, put them somewhere a little bit shady, bring them back out, and they'll do it all again for you.
And you can take the hangers off if you want to as well, and just have them sitting on your garden table if you want.
£21.23 for the pair of the Cool Wave Frost hanging baskets as well. 450232 is the item number on those ones. We have got for you 35 litre heavy duty pots. I think it's the one right over the other side. It's the 35 litre one you want. Sorry, Adam, I put it right over in the corner. We do want to tell you about the heavy duty pots because they are one of the best pots that you can have for growing things in your... You had to really reach for it. I was laughing. Should we come into the middle? Is that all right? Oh, yeah, go on then.
Matt didn't sound keen there, did he?
Sounded so happy about that.
It's like, whatever.
These are the heavy duty pots, and they really are heavy duty. It's some of the best pots that you will have in your garden. Useful, functional, give you good, easy results. Adam's shown you the strength of them. You can move them around your garden easily.
Look how work those knuckles are.
Yeah.
Because I'm really, really pulling on them. You know those kind of, well, you've had those, Bex, those really kind of inferior things where the handles snap off.
Oh, thanks, Mauricia. Sorry, carry on.
Those flimsy, truggy things that you can buy. They're
I've
hopeless
had loads of them.
They've got those little funny, and they just snap.
I'm never buying them again.
No.
I've got a couple left that are still sort of going, but as soon as they break, they'll be going.
I use these at work. We use these at work to put bark down, to put gravel down between plants, because sometimes we can't get the wheelbarrow in between. UV stable, frost resistant. Really, really tough, these pots. I mean, you can give these pots a real lot of grief. You can really...
You'll break the crate before you break the pot.
Really bang these pots. And they don't... Look, there's no damage. They've not cracked. They've not split. Great drainage holes as well. You've got drainage holes on the side. See the little drainage holes there. Also, you've got these little raised gullies at the base. And also there. And because they're raised... They're never going to... Oh, got my finger caught in that set. Because they're raised, they're never going to get blocked. They're always going to stay like that.
Yeah, 130682 is the item number. By the way, that's for 3 of the 35-litre pots that we're talking about here. You could grow so many... I mean, I've got pretty much everything I've done this year has been in heavy-duty pots because I'm moving house, so I didn't want to do anything in the borders. It was all about the pots for me this year, so that you can grow just so many things in those. Tomatoes, strawberries, potatoes, shrubs, fatsias, rose bushes, apple trees, all of the... Yeah, there you go. Apple trees would grow happily in there. You will find so many uses for them as well, not just as a growing pot. 130682 is the item number if you want to go for 3 of those 35-litre pots. Millie has got 8 of them. This is the thing, once you start, you can't stop. It's like Pringles. You just got to keep going. Let's move on, shall we, and give you a little review and a reminder of some of the things that we have seen on YGTV today. Starting off with that premium professional compost, 100064 is the item number. You're going to get 80 litres in 2 40-litre bags. It's the best compost you'll ever use. Your plants will be so happy that you chose to go for it. It's £16.97 as your discount club price. Next up, we've got the Magnolia Fairy Blush, which has the most pretty coloured flowers on here. And actually, it could be grown as a hedge. It's a slightly more compact variety of magnolia. We do, I think, Adam said we say on the website, it could get up to sort of 3-4 metres, but as a professional gardener, he's never seen it more than sort of 2-3 metres. So it's a much more compact variety of magnolia, and it can be container grown as well. 510733 is the item number, and it's £18.69. The Fatsia japonica, I got one of these growing in that heavy duty pot. This one's the spider's web, so it is the variegated one. I do find with variegated plants, they do tend to stand out a little bit more. Like just, I don't know, it tricks the eye or something or other. It brings it forward. So it's an outstanding one. It can get big, 2-3 metres height spread, but can be hard pruned if that gets too big for you, and it can be container grown. It's clay soil tolerant, it's winter hardy, and provides flowers for you sort of much later on in the year, which are nectar rich, so pollinators really do enjoy those ones. 510910, and it's £16.99 as the discount club price. Join the club, by the way, if you're thinking, what is she talking about? Place an order, it'll ask you to join the club. Join the club, that's how you get the lower price. Next up, we have got the Loropetalum, the beautiful black pearl. Dark, dark foliage. Add that contrast into your garden. A shade-loving plant as well. This is going to be perfectly at home near your Fatsia or with your acers or with your hostas. There you go, it came back to my mind. It comes to you in the 15cm pot. It's a really nice established plant. Gives you these pink flowers in summertime, in springtime, but also they're all reflowering a little bit right now, and they throw out a few flowers throughout the summer too. You're getting a couple of quid saving off there, and it's bringing your price down to £11.04. Use the code, please. You can see it on screen, YGTV3625. That's how you get your £2 saving there. That's how you also get your postage taken off. The postage, by the way, is normally £6.99, so get rid of that. Why not? The Narcissus Dahlia. Is this the most popular item on the show today? No! Oh, the compost is the most popular, but I think this is in number 2. 20 bulbs you're getting here. It's £8.49 for all of those 20 bulbs that you will be receiving. Beautiful kind of white coloured flowers that you're getting. Classic, daffodil shape with the trumpet at the front there, but really, really beautiful. That's what you'll be getting. 600097 is the item number. Actually, iris is the second most popular item on the show. The most popular bar the compost. So 600151 is the item number. 35 bulbs, not massive. These are, 10, 15 centimetres height. That's as tall as they're going to get. But look at the blue colour of the flower. Look at the markings on the petals, because that is outstanding. It's got almost an orchid look to it. They naturalise, they're winter hardy, they look absolutely stunning. And from the end of February going into March, that's when you'll see those gorgeous flowers. I've got mine ready to plant. I hope you're getting yours as well. 600151 is the item number. Next up is the tiger's eye. Now, actually, if you were to plant the tiger's eye with the iris, that would be a really nice combo when the iris starts to come up. And these should be flowering for you because these are winter flowering plants. Get them in, get them established now whilst they can still, whilst we've still got the lovely weather so that they can, bloom for you. And that will keep them flowering right the way through winter. If you don't plant them early enough, you can still plant them and have them outside. They just won't have got going, so they won't give you that wonderful display. This is why we bring these to you at this time of year, so you can get them established and have that flower all the way through winter. 410017 is the item number for 10 garden-ready plants. Those are larger plug plants, which means they're ready to be planted in the garden. Hellebore Double Ellen Red, you're going to get 3 9cm pots, a half-price deal, £15 saving, and your discount club price will be £12.72, so way better than half price. Winter flowers again from hellebores flower at slightly different times, from sort of the end of February going into March and April. That's when you should be seeing all those beautiful hellebores. Gorgeous colour combination. It will naturalise in the ground. You will get lots and lots of them, but this is all about getting that winter colour. 560968 is your item number for that one. Oh, the salvia, nice big plants we've got for you here, and these grow quite nice and big as well. They're long flowering, so from midsummer through to, often into October, quite happily. Dramatic blooms here. Pollinators absolutely adore them. They can cope with a bit of cold, but I would definitely recommend giving them a mulch to make sure they get through to the next year, and you're going to get 3 of those. So that's going to create a beautiful display. 560851 is the item number. Brilliant price here, £16 saving, £11.87 is your club price, so way better than half price on that one as well. Nandina Obsessed, if you want a bulletproof, easy to grow. Oh, did you say iris? You pressed the wrong button. It wasn't me, everybody. It was Matt's fault. Nandina Obsessed, if you want a bulletproof plant, one that can grow absolutely anywhere, that looks stunning no matter the season, this is the plant to go for. Pots, borders, sun, shade, any area of the country and any weather condition. I don't know how many plants you can say that about. I love that planting combination. I will be stealing that as an idea and I will pass it off as my own. 510759 is the item number if you'd like to go for that one. It's in a 17cm pot and you're getting an £8 saving there. Discount club price £10.19. Rhododendron, this is the rhododendron. This is the hybrid red that we've got for you. Showy flowers, spring flowering. Actually, what I always say about rhodies is a good gap filler. So spring flowering, but they tend to start flowering and there's a little gap between your spring bulbs and your summer flowers, and this is where rhododendrons tend to sometimes fill that gap for you. Really showy, beautiful, blousy, big blooms, clusters of them on a winter hardy, easy plant to look after. 511672, just make sure you've got ericaceous compost. If you don't have acid soil in your garden, get yourself a pot, a bag of ericaceous, and put that into the ground. Into a pot. We've got the climbing rose for you. 531039 is the item number. It's called Sense and Sensibility. It is our rose of the week for you. Launches on a Thursday, and we bring it to you at the best price possible. £16.99 is the price here. It's a £15 saving, and this is going to climb gorgeously. Loads of flowers, Adam was saying on this one. It's quite a prolific flowering rose that you get. A delicate scent, but loads and loads of those flowers. 531039 91639 is the item number. If you would like to go for that one, you've got a £15 saving on there too. Right, we've taken too much time, so we're going to have to go quick.
We need to G 'em up now.
We need to G 'em up. G and Firestarter, go.
Lovely. I mean, this is a stunner, this one. Spring flowering, but also lovely flowers a little later in the year. Deep kind of reddish orange flowers, double. These are great. And you actually see these flowering around about the Chelsea Flower Show time. They're bone hardy. They'll grow in a sunny position. They'll grow in a shady position. They're a good woodland kind of plant. They'll come back year after year. They'll put up with the frost, the snow, clump forming. Loads and loads of these lovely upright stems and masses of these incredible, beautiful, stunning red flowers. I love these.
Pollinators adore as well. It's a really easy plant, a wonderful perennial. You're going to get 3 of them and a big saving, £19 taken off that one by using the code YGTV3625. 561219 is the item number. Go to YouGarden.com, please, to place those orders. We've talked about the Nandina Obsessed. I've done that a few times now, but it is there for you if you would like to go for that one. Let's bring you on to the Spring Flowering Bulb collection, because this is our sort of value pack, but I don't want you to think that there are rubbish bulbs in here because it being a value pack. These are amazing bulbs.
Yeah, these are phenomenal, and you've got sort of 7 different varieties in here as well. I'll just quickly sort of talk you through them. So you've got these lovely Triumph tulips at the top here that are going to flower for you about April, May time. You've got your allium
Spherocephalans.
That's the ones, yeah.
Drumsticks.
They'll flower all the way up until June, possibly. Then we've got a little allium molly here, these beautiful yellow alliums. Then crocus collection, different colours there, looking really, really gorgeous. These little narcissus, Canaliculatus, these are stunning, multi-headed, really, really fragrant. Then your muscari, or your grape hyacinths at the bottom here. And they flower again, similar time to when the tulips flower. And then Iphion, you've got this beautiful Iphion at the bottom there. There they were, there's the Iphion. And sometimes in most collections, they'll just give you blue. We're going to give you blue, pink and white. These are your crocus. These are your tulips, your lovely Triumph tulips. They're looking really upright and colourful and bold and beautiful. These are your Spherocephalans, alliums.
The beautiful thing here is you're going to get flowers at various different times of the year. So, you know, there's going to be some that are coming up from sort of end of February, March time, and going right the way through to the latest flowering one, which I think is going to be probably the
drumsticks.
Yeah. So those are going to be sort of midsummer, those are coming up for. So we are talking maybe 5 months of the year, you're going to get these gorgeous flowers coming up. And of course, they are perennial, so they can come back for you year after year. 300 bulbs, £15 saving, £12.74 is your discount club price on that one. 630050 is the item number. We've got the Hydrangea paniculata. This is the magical fire.
And this one's called Magical Fire because of the change of the flower colour. So as the flower ages, it can go from sort of white to kind of greenish colours and then through to this fantastic kind of dark reddish pink colour. So it's like a chameleon, this flower, always changing colour. This is one of your paniculata types as well. So dead easy to prune. If one year you decide it's getting too tall, late winter, mid-spring, trim it down to the height you want it to be. All the new growth that comes through will flower the same year, and these grow pretty much anywhere. They're not fussed about soil. They like quite a damp soil. They don't like it too dry, but sunny position, shady position, even compact enough to grow in a container, this one.
Yeah, I quite like the compactness of these. And because it's paniculata, no worries about pruning.
Yeah, pruning, instead forward
flowers
backs.
on new growth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so prune early spring.
Prune early spring and just stand back and watch the magic happen the same year.
Lovely. 511635 if you want to go for that. Really nice established plant already because it's in its 3-litre pot. So that's going to give you gorgeous blooms next year. And finally on this table, we have got the Red Baron Bloodgrass. Now, this is the one that's in the 9cm pot. So you're going to get 3 of these. We'll bring you the details in a second. I just want you to see the sort of size that we're talking about because these are really nice and big, really nicely established already. They've always got a fantastic root system on there. They're going to start turning these wonderful sort of burgundy colours now as well, which is what we really enjoy with this one. Once you get into the sort of, you know, closer to the autumn months, they do turn these wonderful deep burgundy colours.
Yeah, and you've got burgundy, you've got reds, you've got greens, you've got some yellow kind of flashes on there as well. I mean, these grasses are really gorgeous. They're about their maximum height now is what I'm trying to say. On my estate where I live, there's a garden that's got some of these in the front, and that garden's north facing, and they do wonderfully well there. I've got some in my garden in a bed that's south facing. They do well there as well. What they like is pretty much a damp sort of soil that doesn't dry out, but they're an easy grass to grow. They're hardy, and don't rush to cut these down at the end of the summer. Leave the growth on all the way through the winter, because it looks beautiful in the winter, covered in frost, and then late spring, trim them down to about 5 inches tall, and all the new beautiful growth will come through, and they'll do it all over again for you.
560017 is the item number for the Imperata Red Baron Bloodgrass. 3 9cm pots, $12.72 is your price. Another half price deal there. And again, because you're a club member, you'll get it for $12.72 and delivered as well if you put that code in YGTV3625. No postage to pay on there. We're finishing off on the compost, and I just need to highlight that price again for you, please. It is £16.97 for 80 litres of our premium professional compost. So you've got an awesome deal on this. Your price per litre really does break down brilliantly here. And it is the best compost you're ever going to use. It's our highest rated, the one that we get the best results from, something I know that Adam uses all the time as well.
I use it professionally. I use it at home in my own garden. I use it for my house plants, my greenhouse plants, in the garden as a soil improver, anywhere, anything. I mean, I've even kind of used it on my lawn to spread out on my lawn, to act like a top dressing in the spring, and it's been brilliant.
It is. You'll get the best results from using this compost. If you're wondering what on earth are they talking about, it's just compost. Please go and check out our reviews. Not all composts are made equal. And even some of those really big brand names, you know, I'm not going to say it, but those brand names that you would normally trust because they're such a big brand name, the chat will tell you. Go and check it out. Honestly, it's amazing the difference this one will make. Right, big thank you to you all. I hope you're going off enjoying it. I've seen some chats about Sunday roast dinners. I'm very, very jealous. I haven't bought a chicken for ages. I might have to do that next week. Enjoy your Sunday. If you've got the sunshine, enjoy it. If you've got the thunderstorms, enjoy those as well. We'll see you on Thursday. We'll be back from 10 a.m. on Thursday morning. We're back on TikTok this afternoon if you want to come and join us there, though. Lots of love to you all. Bye-bye.